welcome back to the TSF Entertainment Channel. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Happy birthday, Tupac Shakur. And it's your boy RetroCG in the building on this wonderful Father's Day. And we got the full panel. Well, we got half of the full panel in the building.
What up, Marcus?
What up, Marcus? What up, everybody?
We got DJ Fresh Your Highness in the building.
My bad, y'all. What up? What up,
We
everybody?
got Jacka Jordans in the building.
What up, though?
We got the beautiful ladies in the building with us from Shade in the City. We got Nails and Trees. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Excuse my voice. Hopefully, y'all can understand me.
I don't think we're gonna have any trouble at all. If not, take it to the chat. All right, and so y'all know what we're here for. We're here to talk about Power Book 2 Ghosts in season 4, the final season in the building. Finally, episode 402, To Thine Own Self. What did y'all think about the episode?
Ladies.
I mean, I didn't hate it as much as
You
y'all
want me to
did.
go first?
I ain't hate it as much as y'all did. I actually kind of like that we got some little backstory a little bit on Monet. I thought her young actress looked like a young Monet, so I thought that was kind of dope. And like I said, I like seeing Golden Brooks. So, I mean, I thought it was all right. I thought it was okay.
All right, Trace.
Well, like they say, God bless a child that has her own opinion. But I have an unpopular opinion, and I'm gonna give it about. I said a 4 the first time I watched it. I'm gonna give it about a 3 this time. The second time, it to me, like I said, I feel like it was a double dose of bad acting from older Monet and young Monet. I did appreciate the backstory on, Monet. That was something we had been asking for, so that's what gave it a point. But yeah, between the two Monets and then just things to me not making sense, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I promise I'm not gonna jump ahead. But it was a lot of things that just didn't make sense to me. It went too fast, and the second time watching it was hard. Put it like that.
I think you want too much from Monet. We understand she can't act.
Maybe.
Okay, she can't act. All right.
But I
accept it and move on. Accept it and move on.
Monet to be able to act. Okay.
You know what?
I at least expected young Monet to be able to act.
She's Monet.
And I guess that's the point, right?
I gave it a 7.
Yeah.
I gave it a 7. I think if your man's tape was in there, you would have gave it a 9. But that's neither here nor there.
It would have been a 10. It'd have been 11.
It would have been.
I gave it a 7.
If tape was in there
you know what else I liked? I like that Tariq got his car back. Because I said he riding around this old dusty Oldsmobile. I'm glad he got his car back.
Don't knock the G bodies. But I gave it a 7 because it was fast. A lot happened between last episode and this episode.
Yeah.
That was just kind of like, it was like throw my head at the TV. You know what I'm saying? So that's slow down. I did like the backstories of Monet. That's probably like the best part of the show that I would have to say. We got a little bit more of Detective Carter. So I gave it a 7. 8.5. I gave it last week 8.5. I gave it a 7.
Yep, same here. 7. This one, how y'all felt last week where it was fast paced. This one, I felt for this episode was super fast paced. I was like, wait a minute, like she was just in a coma. Is she back home already? I was like, yeah, nah. I was like, this.
Yo, I had to make sure I didn't miss an episode. I was like, I paused. I was like, wait a second, this is episode 2, right? Yeah, it does seem like they rushing it a little bit.
Yeah, they.
The market says Tariq's a GTA video character when he got his Porsche.
I agree with that.
All that was missing was the bat. When you hit it with the bat, the money pop out.
Shoot, Q-Bit did a GTA character acting when he came out yelling, "Talking about get out my car!" Like, yeah, I agree.
Got
with
your
that.
car, sir. Okay.
What you got for us, CG?
For me, I gave it a 7 as well. Really, I was more so leaning towards 7.5, but one of the things that I'm gonna address it when we get to it. All right, so we can go ahead and jump in and start this episode off. All right, so we can go ahead and get into it. Tariq and Brayden struggle to adjust to life as normal, broke college students. Monet wants back in the game and answers about who took shots at her. Noma seeks out an opportunity to expand with the Russians. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into this thing. All right. First of all, we said it last week. We said it last week. We said it last week. We said it last week.
You said it. You were on point.
Why are we back at Stansfield? I'm sick of Stansfield. Burn the damn college down at this point. Damn. All right. So we get off. Jack of Jordans is out here doing a raid. And
This is the evil twin.
Jack of Jordans is out here doing a raid. He pulled up on the Russians and got all their product off of the street. We meet some of the new detectives that is working with Detective Carter's task force. And we learned from those new detectives that they found out what Agent Young was investigating, which was the RICO case against Tariq St. Patrick before he
Jack Jordan got his hand up.
Go ahead, Detective Carter.
I just wanted to put my eye on the Detective Carter snaps that you just made. That's all I just wanted to do. Come on.
You look at it, pull that picture up. I said in the group chat yesterday.
Funny color eyes don't look alike, bro.
Are we saying he looked like Michael Ealy?
Yeah, we all look alike because
I'm gonna see y'all a picture. I was saying you better be glad I put a picture of myself in the group chat yesterday.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I just had to defend my eyes.
Gray eyes, blue eyes, whatever color your eyes is and his eyes is, y'all twin brothers.
Also, for everybody don't know, that's Detective Lewis and Detective Nico. They're gonna be part of Jack of Jordan's task force.
Come on, man. Come on.
You know, anytime we watching the show and there's a light-skinned character with light eyes, it's you. Okay, so, you know, we give him a hard time about that.
Oh, so this ain't the first time.
Oh, well, I can see it, Jack, though. I can see it.
Wait till you see this picture, you go holler. You go holler when I send you this picture. I just sent it. All right. So Detective Carter is talking with his detectives on the task force, and all of them are like, 2 + 2 = 4. But this just wrapped up in a nice little bow right here. You know, Agent Young goes up here to the school. We have a mysterious shooter that shows up out of nowhere. He happens to be still investigating Tariq St. Patrick. He gets unalived. Tariq Patrick takes out the shooter. This is all too convenient. So they know something ain't right about this. You know, anybody got any kind of common sense knew that this wasn't right. What do y'all think about that scene?
Which one?
I think he is Detective Carter. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the picture.
Right. And
it's definitely giving Detective Carter.
Thank you.
Whoa!
Thank you.
Come on.
Thank you.
He said, come on.
Thank you.
Saw me out.
Do you
And
see?
I can't ever see your eyes because you got a hat on, so I would have never even thought.
Do you see? Do you see twin brothers?
Twins,
Yeah.
Retro? Come on.
Twin brothers.
Saw me out.
Twin brothers. And see, he got a little dark, ominous personality about himself too. So don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by how he is over here. I'm telling you, he got that creepy, mysterious vibe. He moves.
hilarious.
He's silent.
I am not Detective Carter creepy. Detective Carter is a creep. Like, you see him just, like, he pops up around every corner where every criminal is at,
like
smoking
Batman.
a cigarette with a hoodie on.
Right.
Look,
He's
it's
a different
bad.
type of creep.
Fresh himself from the screen. You know it's bad.
We already know. We know what it is.
What I think of the scene, man, I think that I think that's a build up for what's to come for Tariq, Noma, and the rest of the organization. I think it's just building us up for what's to come. To be honest.
Hey, Nikki B, I was going to ask that when we got to that point, but when did Effie become a hacker? Did I miss those skills? When did she become?
No, but you remember she
a hacker
set
last
up
season.
the whole. She set up the whole
When did she hack last
program.
season?
She set up the whole program from when they was running the when they set up shop at the Weston's Weston's business.
Stern boyfriend did that.
Nah, he was the money behind it. She set up the software for it.
Yeah.
Course Correct and Course Perfect.
Yeah, she set up the software for it. So she always been on top of
Xavier
that
said Effie hacked Mecca's apartment.
Oh, okay.
She did do cameras. Yeah. I remember now.
She always been on type of stuff.
I remember
always,
that.
Sure.
She did the cameras. She shut the cameras off. She sure did.
And to Danielle's point, Detective Carter said he's a police version of Ronnie.
And so is Jack of Jordan's. I'm telling you right now. I don't know him for like 20 years.
Oh my God, I hope he heard that.
He's Ronnie 1.0. I'm telling you. Don't let them light eyes fool you. I'm telling you, them light eyes are good. That's our brother. We love him. We give him a hard time. All right. So Tariq and Brayden are back at Tariq's dorm, and they miserable living with each other. Like Brayden said, too hot in here, turn the heat off. Tariq like, this is my room. He's like, I don't care. And I'm like, why are y'all even here?
This is the sad part. This is what this comes down to for Brayden. Now I'm sleeping on a couch in a dorm room, like
a futon, probably.
Right.
And fighting over who can touch the thermostat.
It don't even look like it fold out. I don't even think it gets futon.
Just a little mini love seat joint.
Right.
Mini love seat.
They didn't even got no pillows.
Just a mini love seat.
Look.
But this scene right here cracked me up because it reminded me of How High. If you remember How High, when Meth and Red, like when Meth is it's Red, he's knocked out sleep. Like that's the vibe.
I remember.
That's the vibe it gave me when I saw this scene.
Yeah.
I would say something, but then I don't want y'all to roast me, so I'm gonna sit right here.
They did share a room, DeMarcus, but they were actually weren't they in the Weston's dorm?
Yep.
Which is like an apartment.
Mm-hmm. Where his sister is at now, sharing the room with Diana.
With Diana, yeah. Mm-hmm. So these two gonna get on each other's nerves before long. So some of the kids from the school walk up to him, and some of them like, "Oh, Tariq, you're a hero. Thanks for saving us." And the other one like, "Man, I don't believe that. You want to come on my podcast and tell me about what really happened?" And so they start haggling Tariq, and I'm just thinking to myself like, Tariq, you should be just like the man all around campus, because ain't nothing but people get deleted around your circumference, your surrounding vicinity. If you look at Tariq, you might fall out and die. So I'm just trying to figure out, Tariq being back on campus. Y'all watch your lives. You're not in a safe place. Got a serial killer walking around amongst you.
Yeah.
So you got Brayden that's grumbling and complaining about, his life is just, he has to go to a job now. What us regular folk have to do. He down bad because he got to work a 9 to 5 with his cousin's real estate business. Down bad. Yeah.
He's still getting bread than the average person with real estate.
Yeah, you still getting a check, and you just blew up your whole chances of getting the Ivy League degree because in open court you admitted to being a drug dealer.
Facts.
But you sound bad. Okay.
I mean, in his perspective, I get what you're saying, but I get what you're saying. But from his perspective, from being a dealer, yeah, he is down bad. I mean, in comparison to what Tariq's doing right now, I absolutely can understand what Brayden's got, but I do think he should be grateful. Oh, don't do that, DeMarcus. Don't do that.
He is, but he does come from privilege, because when he looked over and saw them taking that Western sign down, when they was taking the sign down off of the building, he was through. But it's because it's two factors that contribute to his downfall. One, his family being blown up about the Ponzi scheme, and two, him confessing to being a drug dealer. So, he's lost his privilege. He's lost that title. So sad for Brayden. So we find out that Tariq is on all kind of financial aid, and poor little fella got to work 3 jobs. at $11 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And if he missed what 2 shifts, his financial aid is in jeopardy.
Yep.
He might go ahead and get ready to give it back to him then, because he ain't gonna go to work all day.
I knew as soon as they said that, I was like, oh, we ain't making that. I don't even know why. I mean, I guess you got to try, right? But
right.
Y'all watched the prediction video. We called it.
Yep.
With him having to work in the bookstore, them questioning him about the shooting in the garage. I'm sure that's not gonna be the last of the shooting in the garage, because I still don't understand that whole thing. You ain't gonna make me believe that this high society college don't have no cameras in the parking garage.
Well,
I wasn't gonna be petty, but most cameras like that isn't CCTV. It's more like IP cameras that the footage downloads to a DVR hard drive. So just because you destroyed the camera, the footage is still in the cloud.
But I don't even think we ever saw them destroy the camera.
Like, he did. He blasted off at the camera. Remember, he shot the camera.
I'm about to go back in and watch that.
I was gonna say, I don't think I remember that either.
He did. When he picked up Agent Young's weapon, he banged the camera.
Oh yeah,
he banged the camera.
Marcus, I thought, is Salim still there?
Yep.
Yeah, he's there. He's there.
Okay.
He's the manager at the candy store.
No, for some reason I thought he left after last season because somebody spooked him off.
He's the manager at the candy store. Remember, because he tried to fire Diana.
Mm-hmm.
But no, yeah, that is a good point, Nikki. Where Nikki B comment at? That's a good point. I thought Stern paid for his tuition. I thought that was him and Tasha's sideline deal when they got him into Stansfield. So you mean tell me she gave up the club? She gave up the clubs just to get him in? I could have sworn she got the money from Stern to pay for his tuition. Maybe it was the first semester he paid for. Maybe it was the first semester he paid for. That's a good one, Nikki B. I was thinking about that too. All right, so Kane and Drew are here on the streets, you know.
Oh, did you see what Xavier said in response? He said Stern got him in, but his trust fund paid for it. So I guess Stern got him like the interview or something and got him accepted.
Got him accepted. Okay. So Kane and Drew are here on the streets trying to roll up on some folks, try to find out who put the hit out on Monet.
I thought his name was Felipe.
The dude right here, his name is Felipe?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know, just random character.
Yeah,
that's what I had in my notes too. Random character. I don't even care to know his name. So Felipe. Yeah, Kane had already broke one of his arms, and then he made Drew break the other arm. But Drew's sitting there looking at his memorial for Gordo, so he was distracted. He wasn't even trying to find out, what's going on with Monet, because he already know what's going on with Monet. How long do you think he could be able to keep this lie going?
Not long.
I predict it comes out next week.
You said you think it's going to come out next week?
I predict it's going to come out next week. As fast as the pacing going in these episodes, listen.
Right.
That was one thing I was talking with Really B about the other day. It took me halfway through the episode to realize that we're a month later, that it was 1 month later. But to me, they should have gave us that at the beginning of the episode, because we go through half of the episode thinking that it's
real time.
Right after last week's events, but actually it's a whole month later, a month and 2 days later after last week's events. And how I found that out was when Detective Carter wrote up on Tariq, or even when he was talking to the agents. I think it was either when he was talking to the agents or Tariq, he referenced the unaliving of Agent Young a month ago.
Yeah.
Well, damn, that would have been important for y'all to let us know at the beginning of the episode, so we didn't go through the whole episode, trying to figure out where we were at time-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
I got a retro. Yeah, because what?
This is another reason why this didn't break well with me. Y'all know I already didn't see it for the storyline. I did not see it.
I'm going on record right now. You can go to TSF Entertainment channel. Go back a year ago. Retro called this.
Drop the
Did a
link.
whole video on it. It said that Diana will be pregnant this season. People thought he was crazy, but he called it. We got evidence, we got receipts, and look, Lord and behold, she's pregnant this season.
I mean, he said it last week too. That don't mean I wanted to believe it, but I guess he was right. You was right, Retro. You was right.
He called it a year ago.
The casting call was a dead giveaway for me that she was going to be with child. But that casting call actually isn't for Diana. It was for baby Kane. That's what the casting call was for. But we didn't know that they were going to be doing the flashback. So that's what led me to the whole theory for being with child when I saw the casting call when they were looking for the babies.
But I thought the casting call was for twins.
It is for twins because they use more than one child to play a character. So usually if there's a child on a show like that, a young child, it's usually a twin. Twins. They usually use two babies to play one.
When one is acting up, they can put the other one in.
Yeah.
They on some Full House type of stuff. I get it.
Yeah. But what I have an issue with is not so much as the fact that I got the confirmation that she was going to be with child, because I kind of saw it in the writing as well. But we had no inklings that Diana was having any type of symptoms of pregnancy or anything. If they would have showed her going to the bathroom and throwing up or something like that, it could have gave us a hint. But she just randomly goes to the store and pick up first response. Like, I wish they would have led us to that.
She still ain't having no symptoms.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. But I guess it would have been nice to have saw what made her go get the pregnancy test. Why did she feel like she needed to go take a pregnancy test? Even if she would have just commented and said, I'm late, I haven't had my cycle, something to lead us to think, oh shit, she might be pregnant. But just randomly going to the store and picking up a first response, they didn't give us any.
That might be the month that we missed.
Yeah, that's the month we missed. Right. That's what it is.
And then since it's Father's Day, who is the father?
Tariq.
Well, of course, but it's obviously a possibility because she was smashing Salim a lot more, I feel like. I don't know.
But you make a good point. I ain't gonna argue with that point because it could be Salim's as well. But what I'm saying is, regardless of who the father is, Tariq is the father.
I'm gonna touch on that later.
Do you not agree with that?
I don't think it's Tariq's. I mean, it could be, but at the same time, I'm thinking like the writers are probably going to give us like that because it's too easy for them to write that say, oh yeah, it's Tariq's the father. I got a feeling like it probably is Salim, but everybody's going to think it's Tariq. But I think Diana is going to say it's Tariq.
That's what my
save herself from because everybody's seen the scene. I might as well say it. Everybody's seen the scene from the trailer where he's pointing the gun at her in Monet's house. Right then and there, she's probably going to say like, "I'm pregnant with your child," so that way, you know what I'm saying, he won't unalive her. But
Fresh, you just made me dislike her so much more with that storyline you gave. Really.
But say it ain't so. This is Monet Tejada's daughter. Say it ain't so. Y'all act like Diana carrying a halo on top of her head. That's very plausible.
Okay, yeah, facts.
That Salim could be the father, but good and well she's not gonna want a cornball like that for her baby daddy. She can get much more to her advantage with carrying that story over to Tariq and saying you're the father.
Like I said, once we get to a certain scene, I'll speak on it more about why I think like it's a possibility. Whose comment was it that said Nikki, I don't, probably near the end, like I don't think they refilmed like these first 5 episodes. It would have been impossible for the cancellation. Yeah, it would have been maybe like the last 2 or 3. The first 5, nah.
All right, so we see Effie's in one of her classes, and her teacher notices that she's looking at a particular engineering program. It's kind of like an advanced robotics engineering program, and she's encouraging Effie to sign up for it. They got 1 slot left. If she wants to try out for the program, she wants to try out for it. And this is what kills me with these secret identities that they carry. Y'all college students by day and y'all murdering drug dealers by night. I'm just like, come on.
I was actually so happy for her that she signed up for it, and then she just threw it away.
She skipped out on the appointment, right?
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah, she skipped out on the appointment.
And that shit just pissed me off. I'd be like, yeah, I can do it after I'm done. Mm-hmm. After my appointment. Priorities.
Priorities. All right. So we found out the Westons got to sell their brownstone in Manhattan. They got to sell their brownstone. They got to get out of town, which they should have been done that regardless.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep. Brayden across the street, his dad look at him like, "Don't you come over here? I already told you you're not welcome."
Like, sir, I don't even recognize you. Who the hell are you?
Don't bring your ass over here. You're not welcome.
I beat you like Cain did my other son.
What did he call him? A
jungle bunny.
Yes,
no, he called him a jungle bunny.
Called him a white. Didn't he call him a white monkey or something like that too?
Monkey, yeah, something like that. Yeah,
a white monkey and a jungle bunny.
Yeah, he already told you what he thought about you.
The show gets so racist.
Yeah.
Well, to Retro's point, because I think I said something about that last week, and his dad has always kind of been like that. He's always been. I thought it was more of like the uncle, but when you look back on it, his dad was he may never been as disrespectful as the uncle, but he's always said little things to let you know.
I think for me, I didn't expect it to be like empowered. Like I always expected it to be like enforced. What's his face?
Walt. No,
yeah, Walt.
Yeah,
I think it is. Yeah, like you expect stuff like that to come out of his mouth, but empower, I just don't. And Jungle Bunny, out of all things, like I was like, God.
You got to remember that's how Tate took his seat because he had that whole picture of him in blackface.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah, I mean, he pretty much always.
That does make sense now that you mentioned it. I forgot about that completely.
Yep. It's always been that way.
Fresh beat.
I know fresh on it.
So we got Monet here doing some workouts. This, like I said, this was the problem I had with this episode because it was like you was just in a coma. Now you home working out.
She's doing her therapy. She's trying to get back right.
It ain't even the therapy. It's the fact that
so that finger work.
It wasn't nothing.
But remember, it was a month later, so.
Well, yeah, now I know, but I didn't pay attention to the month part. It was still, but even still, like when you in a coma, I don't even think I think even the therapy, they still have you at the hospital doing the therapy after you've been in a coma, so you can learn how to re-walk and talk and do all that other stuff again. I mean, maybe that's just me, but
she got that money.
It was a little too fast, and this part upset me as well because I said you just really can't sit your ass down.
Can't sit down. And we finally see her.
What's her name?
Janet. I got some things on her, but I'm gonna speak on that.
Don't do too much on my girl.
No, not as far as like her acting.
One thing I'm gonna say is she did a little too much with her nose. She did a little too much with her nose.
Retro. To your point, it is looking real pointy.
Yeah, it's looking a little biblical fox.
Yep.
You know what? Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. Look in here. Yes, her nose. Then it also looks like in her cheeks, maybe she got some fillers. But guess what? She's the best actor on the show.
She's the most seasoned. I can tell you that.
Yeah. She's the most seasoned. Yeah, I'll give her that.
Most seasoned. I'll give you that.
Right now.
Kane does a pretty good job.
Oh no, Xavier didn't. He's talking about it's giving Whoville.
Xavier, all she needs is 2 more procedures, and she's gonna look like Lil' Kim.
Oh my goodness!
Hey,
that's gonna look that bad. She don't look that
bad. Xavier, chill.
Look, if you give her the little, what is it, the Grinch, and you put the little green face on her, it would fit her perfectly.
Y'all wow.
Trees, you wild and chill.
I'm just saying.
I love Golden Brooks for years. Chill.
I do feel about
Tate. The way you feel about Tate is the way I feel about Golden Brooks.
And look, I ain't mad at you, but Tate ain't done all that to his face. He still looked like Tate from Love Jones.
I'm gonna get on tape when he get on the show. Trust me.
If he
I
ever
got a lot to
don't
talk
look like
about him
it,
too.
listen, it ain't a bad thing, Trees, but he don't look like Tate from Love Jones.
I'm gonna mention him in the show too. Trust me. We got a lot to talk about him too. Trust me.
At this point, where is he?
Exactly.
There he is.
Exactly.
Because they trying to, you know why? Because they trying to work his spinoff storyline in here for y'all. That's what it is.
So we just gonna pop up out of nowhere?
Spin him right
He's
into
spinning out of where? Thin air?
They're gonna spin him right into a federal penitentiary for them green cards.
Right, Xavier. He's in Albany, right?
We're not getting that spin
Right.
off. I'll be shocked.
He's headed to Rikers. Right. So we do meet Janet, which we find out is Monet's cousin, and we see that they have a very close relationship. I would even dare to say that she's probably one of those few people that can really talk to Monet like how Monet talked to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's a nurse and she is trying to help Monet recuperate, but at the same time, she ain't really pulling no punches with Monet either. She's kind of, setting Monet straight on certain things. Go ahead,
I have to disagree with you, Retro. I get what you're saying. I feel like Monet somewhat trusts her, but at the same time, that whole she can talk, keep her. No, she don't listen to her either. For real.
Well, she certainly didn't listen to her when she told her to stay her ass in the house.
Right. She depends on her to be like a yes man. But if she says anything that she don't like, she just disregards whatever she says.
Or ignores.
He's not saying that she don't listen. He's just saying that she speak her mind and say what she want to say to Monet. That don't mean that Monet gonna listen.
Okay, facts.
I see a different relationship between her and Monet than we see her interaction with others. I mean, look how she talked to her own kids. Look how she talked to her husband, but you don't see her spitting all that venom at Janet like she does other characters, like how she does with other family members. With Janet, she kind of, I'm not going to say she backs down, but she lets Janet speak her piece. Whether she agrees with it or not, she kind of listens to Janet. She kind of looks for Janet for advice. We ain't never seen Monet ask anyone else's opinion about anything. So the fact that I could just tell that's, we all have that person in our lives, those family members in that life that can interact with us and reach us where other people can't get to that point. So I just noticed that there is a really good relationship between her and Monet.
That's because she took care of Zeke.
Is she the one that took care of Zeke? I thought it was the sister that took care of. See, they've screwed up this whole. They've screwed up everything. The continuity is screwed up. The storyline with the characters screwed up. Because remember, Ron Isley was supposed to be playing her father. We were supposed to meet Monet's parents. We were supposed to meet the sister that took care of Zeke, but that's neither here nor there. That's long gone. So maybe she is the one that took care of Zeke. But I would have thought that if she would have been the one, she would have mentioned it in this episode, especially with all the reminiscing.
So was I the only one that I'm trying not to jump ahead. I'll wait till we get there.
All right, so Noma is sitting here on the internet and she's read the press release or the news flash about the Russians getting their products scooped up. And she looks at this as an opportunity for her to expand her business. She solicits the aid of Obi, her trusted right-hand man. And she pretty much pulls Obi's car and say, yo, what's up with them green cars I keep hearing so much about? Like, did you get that legit? Or, you've been worrying me about these green cars, and now all of a sudden you got them. Like, you do realize that this is the only place we got to go right now. We need to keep everything on the up and up while we're here. And he tells her that you have nothing to worry about, Noma.
I feel like Noma is
she is on to him. She is finally on to him about these fucking green cars. I'm so tired of hearing about these goddamn green cars.
I feel like she's a seasoned enough criminal that she should have known. You know what I mean? Like, this is not even a question at this point. So I'm surprised she ain't pow-powed him yet and took him out. He's not trustworthy.
I think that we're starting to see the prelude to that, because remember last week our gripe was how everybody else in the Power Universe know about these green cars except for Noma.
Right.
So she does know about it, but now I think she's slowly trying to weed him out. Mm-hmm. She's really running a test on him right now just to see. Yep. She's testing him right now, and he's failing. And he should see it for himself that she's suspicious of him right now, but he's still trying to keep his little charade going. She's seeing it right through there. She's looking at him like, all right, I got my eye on you.
Yeah, I thought that same thing. I'm like, yeah, she tested him. Like, she tested him for sure. It showed in this episode. She's definitely tested him for sure. And I hate jumping ahead. When we get to that scene, it's he getting tested.
Where is Davis at right now? Is he at his new office? Is he at his house? What's going on here?
I thought he was at his house.
I thought he was in a hotel.
It could be a hotel as well. I don't know where the hell Davis is at right now. But we meet his new character, and this is what I have an issue with. If you was going to just use her for the purpose of seems like what y'all going to use her for, y'all could have just kept the two girls last week from the shower. Like, we didn't need a new character to be his jump off. Like,
I guess because she works at the
office. She was going to come in and be some Angela Valdez type lawyer. I thought she was going to come in and, beat the hearing, get his law license back. I thought that she was going to become the new lawyer that's representing him and Tariq and all of them, but it seemed like all she want to do is get wet.
Well, I mean, Davis is a good distraction from the job. I'm just saying.
Oh my God. Camera goes.
I'm just saying.
I can't disagree with her there.
What they say, got time? Eat a Snickers.
I think it's
right, Mom. She still didn't help him.
Well, why don't you go ahead and talk about the scene then, Treese?
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So basically, he's like, yeah, what's going on with my case, right? And she's like, oh, well, it's not looking good for you because you got all these things going on. What was it? The allegations that he was involved with all the stuff. Give me a second. I got to go back to my notes. Y'all know what I mean. But she's questioning him about that, about bribing. And he's like, I might not have done it. Might have did some of it. But all in all, she's like, I think, we can get through it if you give me a piece. And that's what ends up happening.
I agree. She could have did a better job with the case, but they were supposed to be there getting prepared for the case. But because she decided not to get prepared for the case, that's why they lost it, I feel like.
She wanted to drop her drawers instead.
Right. She was looking at the wrong briefs. Looking at the wrong briefs.
Love it.
So we know that Perla is she's probably low key gonna end up being all their lawyers because let's face it, Davis is probably. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Davis is gonna lose his law license, so he's gonna cross over to the dark side. He's gonna be working with Tariq and company. So now she's gonna have to be everybody's lawyer. Now that's what they're probably going to really set her up.
Why is everybody so worried about Davis's wife? This was a thing last week too.
Because it goes back to those things that they drop Easter eggs for us, but they wait 4, 5, 6 seasons before they reveal it. But then you look at the pacing in these last 2 episodes, and we fast forward quickly. But I guess if they didn't want us to be focused on the wife, they never should have mentioned her. I guess that's my point to that.
Marcus, I'm with you.
Brought up the wife if they weren't going to show us the wife.
Okay. Not Marcus. Tamika.
Yeah, Tamika Washington would have been able to get him out of it.
Yeah, but remember, she's not a crooked lawyer though. She walk on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like she would have represented him. I don't like nobody playing on my phone.
Yeah, that's true.
She's gonna forever be that. No matter what she does, she's gonna forever be. I don't like people playing on my phone.
I don't like people playing on my phone.
Remind me what that was from. I know the scene.
Dave Chappelle.
Okay, yes.
Dave Chappelle show.
Oh my God, I still remember the episode.
Mm-hmm. When keeping it real goes wrong.
Yep. Did she get locked up in the episode?
Yep.
She got locked
up. Wasn't it When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong?
When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up on YouTube if those of y'all don't know what we're talking about. So, all right, we got Jay taking care of Monet, and she trying to make sure Monet is comfortable and got her medicine and everything, and she's nice and comfortable. And the kids come storming in, Kane with them big old boots making all the noise. Monet trying to rest. They come stomping in, whatever. Drew sitting there looking like he mad at the world, like he could just take the pillow and smother.
Man, Drew always got an attitude. Please take him.
Get him out of a nasty ass attitude, yo.
Yeah,
you got an option, Drew.
That's because he ain't getting digged down no more.
Ever since ever, he act funky.
I can't with y'all. Drew needs to go away. Why is he still here? Why
he gotta go.
There is no purpose for his character anymore. Send him to hell right now. He's erratic. He is emotional. He's gonna mess up everything he puts his hand. Anything he's involved in right now is gonna go south. So
I feel like it's been like that for a while.
It has been like that for a while because even with last season, even before all the stuff happened with Gordo, even with all the stuff that happened with Lorenzo when he went up there to that bar and put all his business out in the street. Yeah, he's been unraveling for a while. I agree with that.
Saucy Drew Tanner gotta go.
Yeah. Damn. Everybody's
he's the Lou of this franchise. We don't really want to see him.
He is the Lou of this franchise. Yeah, he's the Lou of the family. Yeah, you're right.
You too.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. No, you're the only Lou fan here, Chanel.
Whatever.
So Kane comes in and tells Janet that she needs to go away. They need to have a room for a minute. That they need to have a family meeting. She's like, "Well, damn, I ain't family." He was like, "Well, we got to talk about the business." So it's obvious that she knows about how they move, but she don't. You know what? I don't want nothing to do with that. I'm going in the room, get some blankets. I'll be back. So Monet is like, "Look, y'all still ain't found out who shot me." And he's like, "We working on it, Ma. We working on it, Ma." And so is it here where she starts getting suspicious of Kane? Or is that later on where she started getting suspicious that Kane was the one that
later on? It was later on.
Yeah. So in this scene right here, she's pretty much just trying to get them to realize, we're trying to get them to figure out who was the one that put the hit out on her. And is it here where they tell her about the Russians? She get upset about that?
Yeah, and she get upset, and she tried to get up and go, and
she feel like Noma is trying to push them out, and she wants to get up and go see Noma. She said, "That bitch need to hear from me." I'm like, "You missing a kidney, you in physical therapy, you having blackouts, you can't stop reminiscing. Monet, you need to go get into bed."
She's like, she's down bad, and she's still like, "I gotta get up and go." What we say, Chanel? She got to get up and get this money by tomorrow.
Yeah, she got to get up and get this. Of course, we back at the schoolhouse, and I damn sure don't want to talk about it. So somebody else can get this scene.
With this scene, right?
I think I skipped that scene altogether. I ain't even in my notes.
So I didn't get the name of the class, but I know it's about the evil in leadership, right? And so of course we got Tariq, Effie, LSK, Diana. They always, I guess, they majoring in the same thing. I don't know how they got so many of the same damn classes, but they all.
I'm trying to tell.
Yeah. And then afterwards, I mean, I ain't really getting into the back and forth of what makes somebody turn evil or whatever. But afterwards, Effie does go up to Tariq and says that she was angry and she wasn't thinking when she told Noma about finding Anya. And she reminds him that basically, like, look, Ninja, I saved your life. For real. Like, if I hadn't told about Kane coming after you,
I told you Kane was after you, because really, Kane could have still came back.
Right. And so she's like, are we good? Are we cool? And he was like, hell no, ho, what are you talking about? And so, then she's left sitting there. Tariq walks off, and then here come Diana, which I was like, first of all, y'all have never been friends. So this is another thing that didn't make sense to me.
Now we're sisters, right?
Hey, now y'all was just smashing the same dude, and now you come up, hey girl, what's going on? What was all that about? That just didn't make sense to me.
Okay, so my problem with the scene was, I was like, when she asked him, like, are we good? I'm like, why would y'all be good? People forget that Tariq went to the jail to pick her up and tried to and she brushed him off. He literally went to the jail to try to like, I don't want to say make amends. I don't remember what they said word for word, but he went to the jail to go pick her up, try to give her a ride, whatever. She brushed him off. So it's like, that's number one. Number two, you did the whole Anya thing with Noma, like he said, what you think was gonna happen. Then three,
it was your idea.
It was your idea. And then third, you shot at me. Like, you think I'm gonna be cool with you after you shot at me?
The most important part, you shot at me.
Exactly. Like, you shot at me. So
and roll down on me with the op.
And fourth, if we're gonna get back into it, you try to unalive my girl Lauren.
And if you really want to get petty about it, you got me kicked out of show.
Snitched on me.
You snitched on me.
Y'all, I think I said this
last.
You
think you cool?
Please hush.
Okay, this is a very, ride or die.
Here she go.
This is a, ride or
nails.
We don't really understand it. We're only gonna let somebody burn us for so many times. But even because I feel like even with the you shot at me, I feel like if it can be like I shot past you, but I really wasn't.
Make excuses for her. Do not make excuses.
I'm not. Y'all know I'm an Effie fan, even though she irritates me.
She's treacherous.
I'll take Effie over Diana any day.
They both treacherous.
Yeah, she is.
You know what they both are, but literally after he just broke down everything that Effie did, much worse.
Don't do
much
that.
Worse.
I'm a ride for my ninja.
Okay? And if you really want to be petty,
she'll have you in the trunk just like she did. What's her face?
And you slept with Kane. So like you've done all this stuff in my face, and you playing in my face now when you come up to me.
So many.
Like, well, I can't be mad at her for that.
Well, because it was a scene I want.
You can't sit here and tell me you riding for me and look at your resume. Your resume don't show that you ride for me, like you for yourself. And I can respect that. I would have more respect for Effie if she moved in such a way with Tariq where she was like, yo, I'm out for myself, whatever. But you don't laid up with me. You don't ran product with me. You don't pull licks with me. Came up with the idea to find Honor. And now you're going to go to the op and tell them what your plan was?
Damn, it's even Effie is really the villain.
Yeah, no. Now that I'm looking at the chat,
no, like in the entire show, like Effie's really the villain.
She's about herself. She for herself. She ain't for nobody else. Because look what she done to Kane. She did the same thing with Kane. You laying up with him. The man sent you a phone while you were locked up to try to help you out. The man come up to the jail to try to help you out. You tell him to beat it. Then you ride with him in plain sight, trying to act like you his girl and everything, sleeping with him, laying up with him and everything, and you texting Tariq. So, I mean, it just shows her character. Her characterization is she is for herself. Might
be worse than Monet.
She for herself. And keep in mind what she did.
Monet killed two baby daddies.
And what she did with Diana was all selfish reasons. She got rid of Lauren partly due to the fact that she would not have any more competition with Tariq. She had already warned Diana about fucking around with Tariq when they was up there at the department store running credit cards. She's like, Tariq ain't the kind of guy you need to be with. So, she for herself.
Xavier said, let's not get crazy. Nobody. I
not see that.
You're crazy as hell, Xavier. Nobody worse than Monet. Her name is Tasha Rachel St. Patrick.
I knew he was gonna go there. I knew he was going there.
Well, there's that.
No, he said her whole government. Rachel St. Patrick.
Let me not forget, Retro. I don't know if you touched on it, but they supposed to meet at the coffee shop later.
Yep, they're supposed to meet at the candy store. They're supposed to meet at the candy store. Yeah. That's right, because when Diana came out, she was like, what's that all about? And I like how Effie went with the diversion. Yo, we need to talk in private. Mm-hmm. She didn't give her answer. She just said, you know what? We got to talk in private. So Diana was like, okay, come by the candy store. Like, that's a really private place to have a conversation about work. But okay, yeah, come on by the candy store. We'll chop it up. So at Davis's suspension hearing, when I saw what the judges in the panel looked like, I said, oh, it's done for you, sir.
That was so quick. They was like, yeah, you're suspended. Get that out of here. And yeah, we'll let you know. We'll send it in the mail. And, when if we decide to let you practice law ever again.
The decision had already been made, right now.
Right. I was like, damn, no, you could have did this over Zoom.
Right.
Hell, I got dressed up.
Right.
Look, as long as he didn't pull up to the Zoom here and driving with a suspended license, then you know.
Girl, that shit was so funny.
Xavier, save that energy for when we get to the top scene. Y'all gonna get off Tasha.
Y'all know right now. Retro gonna let
save that energy for me when we get to the Tasha scene. I want to talk about
Retro gonna let loose. I'm letting y'all.
That's
know
why
right
I'm the manager at the Shop Depot. Shop Depot.
I got a question about that scene.
So you probably got the same question that we were talking about in the group chat last night. Is that man touching Tasha?
Who the hell is that?
Man,
wait till we get to that
giving
thing.
my
Wait till we
man
get to that
some
thing, bro.
All right, let's
All right, so Jack and Jordan pull up on Davis and ask.
Don't
Davis,
do that.
Detective Carter pulled up on Davis. Detective Jordan's pulled up on Davis, and pretty much, say, you know what? I got some fancy friends too, And if you help me out, I can help you out. Maybe you want to practice law again. And Davis, I like how Davis held his own. Davis pretty much told him to beat it. Like,
Davis is a real.
Let me tell you, this season so far has shocked the shit out of me because we know Davis to be he's even said it. He's slimy. He gonna go wherever the money is, and he even said something to Noma. Remember last episode, he was like, "If you know me, you know this is not exactly. I'm gonna go where the money is, where the money reside. Okay, so the fact that he's staying down, he's staying loyal. He's been offered money. He's been offered his job back, and he's staying loyal.
But you know what that is too. We said that last recap. Because we were like, what is this whole new Davis? Because remember, he didn't want to help Tariq at first when he first called him last episode. But I think I pointed to the fact that whatever trauma they went through when his brother unalived himself, I think that connected them. And so Davis feels some sense of loyalty because I don't understand it either. I'm this is not who Davis is.
I think what we're seeing here is the true essence of his character because Davis has already been a crooked lawyer to begin with.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's that along with it's stuff that Tariq has helped him out with. You got to remember, both of them washed each other's hands. They helped each other out. Tariq always looked out for him doing certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even stuff with Monet and all that other stuff. So I think that's what made him change his mind. You know what I'm saying? We somewhat got a bond and everything.
Thank you for addressing that, Retro. Because I want to know myself.
Daniel, we working on that. We got 6 seasons of Power to go back through, but we working on it. I was trying to have it ready for this episode, but we're trying to see if there's a tie-in with Detective Carter's wife, with the whole story that his wife got unalive out in front of the hospital by some gangsters.
A nurse or something like that?
I got parents who's a nurse. So we're going through the Power archives right now to try to see if we can find a scene that could possibly match up to Detective Carter. So hopefully we'll have that confirmation by next week. We got 6 seasons to go through, so it's a lot.
I don't think you're supposed to trust Detective Carter. I think that's the whole point. I don't think you're supposed to.
But that's a good point, Kiwan, because my question to you all is, what type of cop is Detective Carter? Is he Blanca?
No.
Is he Detective Howard?
Nope.
Who is he? Because I think that he has no limit. Yeah, he's a nut. And we know that he loves to play deranged and unhinged characters.
He gives me Detective Howard.
You think he's a Detective Howard? I think he's a mix of all of them. But he's got all the bad qualities of them. I think he's a jukebox. He's a Ray. He's a Detective Howard. I think he's a mixture of all of them. Because I think that if he can't beat them with the law, he just going to unalive Tariq or try to.
You know what, Xavier? I kind of give him more of an evil Greg.
I give him more Sandoval. I like Sandoval. Yeah,
because it's
now
that, remember when he spoke with the priest in his confession last episode?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so I think me and Nels had the same face, maybe because it was so long ago. Remind us who the hell Sandoval and Greg.
Sandoval was one of the AUSAs that was working on a task force, but he was a mole. He was working for Felipe Lobos.
Okay. Okay.
Angela. He kept trying to steer Angela in the wrong direction on the case.
He took out Greg Knox. And he took out Greg Knox.
Okay.
Neither.
So he took out Greg Knox, and then that's how I got blamed for Ghost.
He's a vigilant cop. I agree with that. All right, DeMarcus got a question. Thank you for the super chat earlier, and thank you for this one. Would you say that Effie is more like Dre or Angela?
Neither.
Neither. Dre, I mean, neither. Like, I think Effie. Well, if I gotta guess one, it'd be more like Dre.
I was gonna say Dre was
because
always
Effie
about
is a survivor.
Yeah, Effie is more of a survivor. So I would say Dre.
Whichever is in her favor. Yeah, whichever is in her favor, that's the direction that she's gonna go in. You know, Angela was attached to her emotions and attached to her love for Ghost. Well, for Jamie.
Dumbass.
I think he's on demon time for all the victims of Ghost and Reek, but we'll get to that later. I want to, Daniel, hold on to that thought because I feel like Tariq's body count is more than Ghost at this point.
He just laying him down.
He laying, yes, way. What do you mean, no way?
No way.
Well, and to that point, not argue with you, Jack, but a different perspective. Didn't Tommy do most of that dirty work for Ghost?
Well, there was an episode of y'all recall.
In the street.
There was an episode of y'all recall where Ghost kind of like wiped out a whole pipeline.
That was at the end of season 1 or season 2 where he took out all of his primetas. He took out all of them except for Ruiz. Ruiz was the only one he didn't unalive. But even still, that's 4 or 5 people. That's 4 or 5 people. And then he unalived the guy, that the drunk driver that ran over the little girl. Then he unalived.
First episode.
He unalived Miguel. So I'm still on one hand at this point. Tariq been unaliving people since season 5 of Power.
The elevator scene.
Yeah, but you know what? Ghost had reasons for his murders. They weren't just, he was just on this, you know what, if you get in my way, I'm going to get rid of you. Ghost found other ways to get rid of threats besides unaliving them. The only time Ghost unalived someone when he pretty much didn't have a choice, just like with Charlie Murphy's character. It was either him or him. Same thing with Jason Mitchell. It was him or him in the elevator. So Ghost's unalivings were, I'm not going to say justified, but they were more in sync with you dropping bad guys. Tariq don't unalive his college professor. He don't unalive everybody.
Nikki, to your point, Kane is going to take out Abel, a.k.a. Drew. I've always said there was a tie in there. The way they pit them against each other, that's absolutely going to happen.
Yo, Diana, take this first response into the bathroom already. Quit looking at it. Just take it to the bathroom. Please. Oh. Effie comes in, she was like, we need somewhere more private. Yeah. So Effie get her ass back there to the back room, like, yo, are you working or not? Because I'm out here doing all the work. Are you producing work? And she was like, well, I just got a lot going on, and I just need a couple of weeks to get myself together. Like, that would have been a perfect time for y'all to go have y'all little sister moment, go in the bathroom and find out that.
No. I love how Effie stood on business. Bitch, what you think I've been doing? My whole college career has been moving this weight and getting these books. You better get out here and figure it out. I was so here for Effie. I'm sorry.
She did give her a dose of reality because she was like, I don't know what you think this is, but she was like, you got 2 options here. Either you gonna put this work out or you out with a bullet.
Yep.
Those are the 2 choices. Choose one.
She did give her a couple weeks though. She,
I think Dirty Diana is like in her realm, but she's so out of her realm. Like when it comes down to moving away, I just think that she's out of her realm. I think like her character focus is how conniving she could be behind the scenes. Like
how does she get caught up in this selling product? Because I've never known for her to be selling product. How did she get mixed up?
Because remember, remember she wanted to get in the game and Monet wouldn't let her. like Monet wouldn't let her get up in the game, and then I think if I remember correctly, I think it was Tariq that ended up getting her like in the like intertwined into the whole thing.
No, it wasn't him. It was her daddy.
I thought it was the father. It was the Rizzo.
It was her daddy. Remember, because he had
like, I got this weight. Yep.
Yeah, I remember now. Because remember, he had paid the tuition to go to Stansfield, and he's like, "You're gonna have to you're gonna have to get your own books." And what he gave her the 2 bricks, and told her and that's when she started selling at the candy store.
Because at first, remember, she wasn't gonna do it. He told her that she ain't got to do it. But when Kane found out the information about Freaky Z, he was just like, "All right, now we got to move it a little bit faster. Now we got to move a little bit quicker. You know, I need you to, in fact, get in there," because she was trying to get in there. But I never thought moving weight was kind of like her thing, though. She's just a conniving Jezebel.
Yeah, her precious poppy got her turned out.
Yeah, she's
so then y'all gotta answer me this question. So then, when did she steal the weight from Tariq's and whatchamacallit hitting locker up on the roof?
Poppy,
that was after she got into the game.
Poppy put her up to that too, because remember he was mad because they didn't have no work. He made Drew and her go over there and steal the work.
Right.
Yep, her precious Poppy.
Okay.
But that was already after she was already in the game.
Yeah, because I think that was after he had already gave her those 2 bricks.
I was wondering about that because that's when I remember her really being in it because they caught her on camera on the roof.
Yep. All right, so Effie pulls up the Noma's warehouse like she told Noma, "I need a raise." She's like, "I've been working. You got me out here working day and night. I need a raise." And Noma said, "Love, are you mad, love? Love, are you mad? You have a lot of moxie on you, but you get nothing." Noma told her, "You better get out of my face. Somebody get a raise. You don't do what I asked you to do."
Right. He said, "If you don't like it, there is a way out."
You might not like it, but you do have a way out. Love. And so Effie tells her that, "Well, look, I'll tell you what, I got something for you then. Since you need these Russians to move this weight for you, how about you let me go talk to them?" And boy, well, what she said that for? Obi was like, "Oh, hell no." Obi was like, "What you think you can do, little girl, that I can't do?" And she said, "Sometimes the right man for the job is a woman with a lot of moxie."
This is why I love Effie. She stands
on now. Listen, Effie don't back down on nobody.
I mean, she probably is a terrible partner to have, but as a, for herself, she stand on business.
You stand on business with anybody.
Right.
Effie need this money. Effie need this money. She need this money because she got to try to pay for this tuition and she got to try to get out this life. So Effie, she need to do whatever she can to stand on business.
I will say this. At this point, Effie has sold so many drugs. I just feel like we're still working on tuition. Like this has been her storyline since day one. She got to pay school. Yeah.
Choke.
That's why she prayed Tariq, right? Because she was trying to get him. Like it's all about. Still ain't figured out tuition at this point.
But remember, she also takes care of her family.
What family? She's an orphan.
Yeah, she's an orphan.
But we found out last season that she got a mother and a brother.
Wait, okay, maybe I missed that. Maybe I missed
you know what the problem there is, French? It goes back to the same thing that we were talking about with Davis and his wife. You give us all this pre-development for these characters, but you don't fully develop them.
Right.
Like we've been knowing Effie since season 5 of Power. Like some of these answers to these questions should have been revealed to us by now, even if it's in a flashback, even if it's with her sharing her story with Tariq, when they were laid up or something. Like at this point, Effie should not be shrouded in mystery still. Thank you, Share My Love, Sugar Fellas. Effie still shouldn't be shrouded in all this mystery. Like it's the end of the season now. We don't care. We don't care about her backstory now, but we've never truly gotten Effie's backstory. So all that is what ifs.
Saying her, but I mean her brother could be, and she said, yeah, she don't mess with her parents, but that's literally what she told. It was either Kane or Tariq. I remember it. She said that she spoke about her family. Like,
I think she was speaking about that in a past tense sense. I want to say. I think I vaguely remember what you're talking about, but I always looked at it as at up until the point where she stopped fucking with her family, and up until the point her brother was unalive. I think she was helping take care of her family. But I think one of the reasons what motivates her is because she knows she doesn't have a family. Because remember when they did that thing at Stansfield, where they were talking about where your background, where you came from, your family, and all this, and she was the one that was at the back of the class.
mm-hmm.
So I think Effie just don't want to be destitute anymore. I think that's what her motivation is. That she got to get this money because she knows she ain't gonna get it no other way.
I like Danielle's point. She said her and Reek talked when he was on the way, I guess, where she dumped Lauren in the lake. Is that when it would happen?
That was one of their moments. That was one of their moments where she shared a little of her backstory. And I think that may have been where we learned that she was an orphan. I think it was up until recently. It wasn't until real recently that we learned that she was an orphan.
Now DeMarcus said her brother is unalive and her mama's an alcoholic. I swear
it's been mentioned. That's why I say you got to do power research. You got to do power research out here in these streets with some of these characters because they give us bits and pieces, but they don't give us the full story. So Janet is back at the house with Monet, and what is all this reminiscing about? Is it to your point last week? I think it was Miss Honey's point. Somebody said last week that they felt like Monet was trying to make amends for all her wrong. Is that what all this reminiscing is about?
I think so, but this is what irritated me. Because you turn around, you have a flashback and you have a moment, and then the next thing you come out of it, so who shot me? We gotta go get him. It's like she didn't learn. So it was so irritating to watch because I'm like, you had that whole moment where that should have made you. I'm sorry. That just really irritated my soul.
Danielle, I do remember that where she was talking about her mother's boyfriend touched her.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
Okay.
Effie.
So I get where Teresa's coming from. It did, but I see two sides of it. One is she was in a coma. So when you're in a coma and you coming back, like your perspective is different. So of course now that she was in that coma, everything is just gonna start flashing back. The second thing is after I saw this scene, no, never mind. I'll wait till we get to the other scene because this is not the scene that I was thinking about.
That is to your point though. To your point on that, CJ. Remember, even before she got out of the hospital, when she was in surgery, her conscience had started on her then. So I guess that's just an extension of what we saw last week when she was seeing the premonitions of Lorenzo and Mecca and Zeke. So I don't know why the whole point of, I guess this is where it all began. I guess this is where it all begins because Kane is not her only child. I would have thought that these flashbacks would have took her back to Zeke since that's where she most regrets. But for some reason, this seems to be a very important time in her past that she feels like she may have made her biggest missteps. And we start to see a little bit of that. But before we go any further with that, shout out to the actress that is playing young Monet. If she's not related to Mary J. Blige, they did a damn good job casting her.
I'm not gonna lie.
I said, well, damn, how did they get her to look so young?
I'm not gonna lie. When I told her,
it'd be the same character playing a younger version of themselves. But this girl right here looks exactly like Mary J. Blige.
I thought when I first saw the picture, I thought it was actually just Mary J. And she just had on a, you know what I'm saying? Like they made her go back to what's the 411 look?
Yep. That would have made these scenes even more perfect. Like they were playing music from 1992, but they really should have been playing something from What's the 411. I was looking for that. I kept looking for that. I was like, okay, I'm going to hear Reminisce. I'm going to hear
yes.
I'm going to hear Reminisce, Love the Limit. I'm like, Real Love. I was waiting for it. I'm like, which Mary J. Blige song are they going to have playing in the background? I was just waiting for it. That was a missed opportunity because they could have done that. They should have done that.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm with you, Retro. That's what I was gonna say earlier. I thought I was the only one that thought this was supposed to be Baby Z. So that threw me off up until later in the episode because I was like, what? And then obviously when Lorenzo comes in, it's like, okay, well, I thought Lorenzo wasn't around when Zeke was around, or he didn't know about. So that kind of like came together for me. But second thing, yes, again, I said it. The looks wise, dead on. They did their thing with her, younger Mary or Monet. However, they also did they one with the acting too. And they said, you gotta act just like Monet. You can't overdo it because then you won't seem real. So you need to cut it down about 5 notches. And that's
Xavier said she was a better actress.
I thought she was too.
I didn't think Support Gaming 2024.
Bless y'all.
I like her better than Lorenzo. Now they did terrible with the casting for Lorenzo. They did terrible with the casting on him. I thought her acting was pretty good too. I remember her in Prison Song. Yeah, that was a missed opportunity because it should have started with Zeke and then over to Baby Kane. I agree. Mm-hmm. It should have started with Zeke first.
It's like Famous. Thank you.
Because that was her biggest regret. And I was like, okay, maybe we will see some of that. Maybe we will see some of that with more flashbacks. As the more she has these flashbacks, maybe we'll see a little bit of that. But to me, this is where she feels like everything went wrong, I guess. This is where her decision making as a parent.
Yeah, I guess things started in the game and stuff.
Yeah, where parenting went wrong. So now you out here hurting and whatever, and she can ready to take some medicine. Talking about she finna go see Noma. I'm like, man, you gonna get to bed, Monet?
You see, she was over here holding her kid, like things in place.
Yeah, she even said it because remember the cousin said, "Look, only take one of these pills. These are strong. Only take one of these pills." I'm like, why do you feel obligated to have to go out here and deal with this right now?
My thing is, why are you gonna take a pill and then go jump behind the wheel of your car?
Right.
I guess she probably didn't think the oxy was that strong enough.
Yeah. Put her ass down. So I'm sorry, I do a lot of drinking. A lot. Went to a lot of different bars in different places, different countries, different things. I have never.
Is Effie becoming a new next Queen Pen?
Yeah, she is.
Like looking at her in this picture, it looked like she's, and just the way they're portraying her right now, like she's becoming the next. Yeah, like she's becoming the next Queen Pen. Like she's going to be the survivor. Out of everything, she's going to make sure She's going to make sure it gets done. Like even with the Russians and how she approached them, or how she approached Norma in general, it's like she's taking leadership and gaining more esteem in her role.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I just had one point. What the hell is 50 grams of vodka? Can somebody explain that to me?
I'm not from Russia, so I can't even tell you, but
Now, I'm thinking to myself, you're going into a Russian bar that's a front, and you ordering 50 grams of something, you might not get no vodka back. I just want to know what 50 grams of vodka is. Somebody explain to me, because I do a lot of drinking.
More so just like cold talk. So basically, in a sense, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna go shot for shot. Like it was basically just cold talk. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Because that's quote unquote what Russians are known to do is drink vodka. So I felt like it was just you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just cold talk. Like, hey, let me get 50 grams. We're gonna go shot for shot, and then we're gonna talk about
Google is my best friend.
I didn't know what it meant. I thought she just said it to impress them.
Yeah.
No, look, I thought Fresh needed to put his glasses on. I was like, are you telling us something you shouldn't be telling us online, Fresh, again?
You know he always is.
You know that he's good at those things.
See,
right?
He got off. Yeah, you know he always is. He gonna
turn off his camera. And I thought the point of Monet going to see Noma was because she didn't want her to meet up with the Russians.
That's correct.
Yeah,
she was going to go late. She was pretty much getting ready to go cuss Noma out behind that. Like, why are you trying to work with the Russians and you got my family out here moving your weight?
Yeah.
And apparently, they got bad blood with the Russians. So that's why Monet was trying to dead that. So Effie goes in and makes this guy. I think his name was Vamir.
I could deny
his name.
I didn't.
When they say, I put the Russian.
The subtitle.
They did. I couldn't pronounce
the
it.
Subtitles always come through. They always
come through. Came through on that. That's the only reason why I knew that, because I was like,
I didn't have mine on this.
I was with you. The only reason why it stayed with me was because remember Tommy and Ghost had a Russian that they were trying to work with. His name was Vladimir, and I thought it was the same guy. So I had to go back and do research to see if it was the same guy from OG Power, but it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I remember his name was Vamir or whatever. Anyway, she go in there, she started talking to him about, my boss wants to meet with you. He said, tell that bitch it ain't gonna happen. And she was like, I'll tell you what I'll do for you. Short version of it is, I'll tell you what I'll do for you. Your daughter trying to get into Princeton, and she on the swim team. I'll change up her records and everything and make everything it need to be for her to get accepted. If you go talk to my boss at 9:00 tonight, all right, I'll see you there. Like, she stood on business. She didn't backstep. She wasn't scared. She wasn't timid. She went in there. She put a proposition down on the table. And she was like, listen, you ain't got nothing to lose from it. I still put this work in for you. I'm a hacker. I'm going to put this work in for you, but I need you to come take this meeting with my boss.
Nah.
I mean, I can't get mad at her on that.
I don't believe she wasn't scared. I think she was, but I think she was willing to do anything possibly to get him to meet, because she knew that if she did not get him to meet, that Noma was going to take her out.
Yeah, because Noma told her she had 24 hours. But even if she was fresh, I'll give you that. Even if she was, she don't show it.
Right.
Well, I give you that, yeah.
So I'm kind of going with Jack. We might be seeing that Effie gonna be the one to make it out this thing.
I mean, I think she showed it when he grabbed her. She was like, okay, like, I might got too big for my britches, because he grabbed her up like, hey.
Yeah.
When she kept talking about the daughter. Yeah, when she kept bringing up the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But I like what she did, though, because I was just getting ready. I was thinking in the back of my head, I was like, well, we've seen people clearly that have gotten caught doing this before. So we know that it happens, and people pay for these things for these kids to get into these Ivy League schools or whatever. But I like how she used the leverage, but you don't trust anybody to not turn around and blackmail you. And I said, well, good girl. That was a good point. Because as we know, all these celebrities got found out on the back end. What'd you say, Jay?
Effie is the equivalent to the female version of Tariq. Like, she's super smart. Like, she know how to survive. She know how to move around. The only difference is that Tariq came from money and Effie didn't. That's the only real difference. But she knows how to move in the streets. She knows how to move in the school. She knows what she needs to do, what she needs to say in order to make things happen. Like, she is very, very smart. She is super smart. Like, her and Tariq will make a super couple. Only problem is you can't trust her.
They can't trust each other. Yep, they can't trust each other. I actually think she is better than Tariq, because she don't move as sloppy as Tariq. Tariq got a trail of bodies laying around him. Effie don't.
Effie don't, and she moved. The only misstep that she had so far was Lauren. That was the only misstep that she really had so far. Lauren almost crashed her whole world down. Yep, that was the only misstep. Tariq, they had misstep after misstep after misstep, and he somehow, some way, due to the writing, he weasels himself out.
Everybody he touches a misstep.
Yep. So I agree. Effie is definitely on a different level.
Who is this scissor-looking girl? Why this?
Her name is Elle.
Yeah.
Oh, Brayden, new love interest.
Monet Love.
And shout out to Brayden. Clearly he likes,
Well, he's made that clear.
He likes
Why wouldn't he?
In somebody's coffee.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Why do we need this? Why do we need this? And then they fucked up having her sing an SWV song the way they had her singing an SWV song. Like,
I ain't want to say nothing.
They should have had her singing something else. That was. She's like that type of SZA, Ellie Mae, or Monet Love. She's not that type of songstress to be singing an SWV song. Why we even have her? We don't need her.
I thought the same thing, and especially because everybody in the crowd was clearly they would listen to another song because they weren't on beat.
See,
nobody in that crowd was on beat.
SWV. Like this era right here don't even know who SWV is. Why did they even do her like that?
And then two, I felt like it was
Beyonce
a recycle of Raising Kanan.
Thank you. Butter. This is the new Butter. Because because the character she's supposed to be in a group.
Mm-hmm.
She's supposed to be in a group. Her character description says she's part of a group. So I'm thinking it's gonna be Bushandra, her, and some other chick. We got Butter 2.0.
Nah, it's a dude. It's what's the hey, he a rapper that's out right now. He just started doing country. I can't remember his name right now.
Shabuzi?
Who?
No, Shabuzi is country. I'm trying to think.
It's a rapper.
Young Blue or something like that.
Yeah, Blue. Yeah, Young Blue. That's he part of. So basically, it's like the Parkers. What was the name of that group? Unity.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yo,
but why do we have this? We didn't need this. She could have
this is supposed to be one of Tariq's jobs. So I said, this is not laundry. This is not the library. And this is not the candy shop. So where the hell are we at?
He doing, I guess it's a student union. I guess.
No, look, right behind there it says candy shop.
Yeah.
Oh.
On that wall back there.
Well, look at Nell's details. Go ahead, girl.
Freestyle Unity. That was their name. Yep. Freestyle Unity.
Oh, yeah. Freestyle Unity.
Yep. Freestyle Unity. Yep. But they should have released the album. Yep. And of course, Brayden is love sick. Somebody said they didn't think she might be a CI. I think she's here for just what they're showing her as Brayden's new love interest. She
a cute girl.
Funky ass around for that.
But DeMarcus just brought up a good point. It could be possible because remember, she asked Brayden, like, I heard you was, and he was like, I'm not about that life no more. Like he kind of quote unquote like kind of fish that Brayden was still moving. He was like, nah, I don't do that no more. So it could be quite possible that DeMarcus right, she could be possibly a CI.
So you think she's planted there by Detective Carter?
She might be there to infiltrate. That's a good one.
I mean, it could be Detective Carter, but I mean, I just think I don't know. I'm lost. Like I said, with you, Retro, I don't understand why we got this new character in the singing group in this whole thing anyway. It threw me off, so I don't understand. But DeMarcus brought up a good point.
It doesn't fit with what we've seen in book 2. Like with Raising Kanan, it fit because we always saw Jukebox singing. So that was a laid up to her being in a girl group. That made sense for the story. This don't make sense for the story right here. Like, we got other stuff that we want closure on. We got other stuff that we want to see. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. Go away. And
we see the creeps. What is it?
George know where everybody at. He know where everybody. He pull up on everybody. Anything with that bad and them light eyes. Scary people.
I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of scary though, because the looks are there, but then he gives you the creep like, but I might off you on a live view vibe.
Yeah, I'm like this right now.
Well, Jack give that vibe too. Like,
don't give that vibe too. Yeah, he do. It'd be like when he's just not. He's one of those characters that just express no emotion whatsoever. You cannot tell where their mind is. They're just staring at you.
Oh, they calling him Mr. Steal Your Girl.
So I'm like, okay, can I help you?
Right.
And he was like, come on out here, let me talk to you for a minute. He's like, you know what? You can put on this little act about being this little innocent college kid. But he's like, I know who you are. You smell just like your daddy and you smell like shit. Oh, like, wow. Where did you smell go? I just want to know, when did you
smell them?
When did you smell them? Where y'all history? Where have y'all paths crossed where you know what he smell like?
That's what we need to see. That's what we need
to see. We don't need to see this. We don't need to see this. We need to see.
And to that point, Xavier makes a good point. But Chandra was supposed to be in Albany with Tate, because wasn't she working on his campaign with him?
She was the. That's right. She was.
Mm-hmm.
She was the intern. She had an internship with him. Yeah.
Yeah, but remember last season, what was Tate girl name? She overheard the conversation that he had with Davis.
Miss Harper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Miss Harper.
Yeah, she heard that whole conversation. So
man, no, DeMarcus, talking about Don Carter has a great poker face. No, he has a great Joker face. He look like the Joker. Crazy. Crazy. Crazy ass. He was crazy on Bel Air, looking all crazy. I'm glad Andrea didn't do that with him because he would have strangled her with his bare hands. So
I forgot he was on Bel Air.
I know you ain't about shit. He's like, and I'm gonna put you where you belong. And Tariq was like, sir, can I please go back to work? He was like, you know what? You think you so smart and you think you got it all figured out. But he's like, I'm gonna put you where you belong at. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. And Tariq like, okay. Well, your assumptions is inadmissible. So if you excuse me, I'm going back to work.
Now he gotta go poker face.
Yeah,
Tariq gotta go poker face.
Yeah, because he told me, he said, you lie real good. He was like, you keep calm, your heart rate down, you ain't scared. He was like, oh, you a good little liar. He's like, I'm gonna have fun with you.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, but you know what? Your mappy over there, witness protection, you better put her ass up out of there. Now what you gonna do? And of course, we know that's his weakness, Tosh.
Hey, Cortland.
But I don't think that he has any say so. This is what make me think that he just did research, because he's an NYPD detective. In no way, shape, or form will he have any power or authority to remove somebody from a federal wit set. I think it's more so, I think Paz told him that they didn't show on camera. She gave him the whole rundown of Tariq's whole family. And so he did the research. He went through the files, etc., whatever. And that's how he finding all of this stuff out, because it's like, yo, you don't have no pull to pull somebody out of WITSEC.
Well, I don't think he was saying that he's going to pull her out of WITSEC. He was just saying she's about to get kicked out of WITSEC.
Yeah. And keep in mind, he already had told David he got fancy friends.
Mm-hmm.
He got fancy friends.
And I think he was just letting him know that, like, yo, I know where your mama's at and what she's doing. Because remember, he asked, when we get to that scene, but remember, he asked her about it. She's like, oh, yeah. So I think he was just letting, like, I got eyes on your mom and I know what's going on, even if
I can touch her any moment. Yeah,
right.
I can touch her any moment. So Tariq got on the phone instantly, called Davis and see Davis gave him his whole resume. He's like, yeah, you might want to watch your step with this one right here. This one right here, he ain't nothing to play with.
He ain't nothing to play with.
He ain't nothing to play with. So you better watch moves with this one, because
Detective Jordan is real crazy.
He don't came over here and shoot me. He don't came over here and shook me. So like, you better watch your step, little brother. Be safe. I'm about to go get this bottle. And of course, Tariq texts Tasha talking about we need to talk. And I like how he has Tasha saved in his phone as Tasha, not mom. To Tasha.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody will ever get wind of that.
Yeah, right? Why y'all didn't put Monet car keys up? Why y'all just... Y'all should have hid them keys.
Let her driving out here on the Oxy.
You get out there.
Oh, I just got to say this.
Right,
shout out to the person who said we were wrong.
Monet, what are you doing?
Because we told y'all that was Monet in this scene, and they said in the predictions that we were wrong. So as you can see, that was her in this whole meetup. I just had to put that out there real quick. My bad.
Fresh, being a little petty.
I love how people love to come over here to our channel. I love people love to come over here to our channel and tell us we wrong. And y'all watch all these other channels that crazy ass theories, these crazy ass
don't
theories,
even get me started.
Scenes and shit that
look now,
together, they don't even make sense. Scenes they take it from other movies.
Detective Jordan's
Detective Carter is
And they
hit.
putting
Yep.
videos out here of all these fan theories, and y'all gonna come over here and tell us that we be wrong, like we don't do our work. All right.
One is just opinion. That's for one. So if you take our opinion as being biblical, then that's on you. That's on you. But two, anybody can be wrong. So I mean,
that's why they call predictions.
That's why
they call predictions. It ain't law. Yeah, it's a theory. It's a prediction.
We didn't say that
what
this
we
is
think that can happen.
We didn't say that we work in the right. We know for a fact that this is going to happen.
We didn't say take this to the sports book and put a bet on it.
Xavier, I'm one of those people, so don't.
I was just about to say, Tree.
I'm one of those people, so don't do that, Xavier. I love you though.
I was just about to say that.
But yeah, I just had to throw that out there. My bad. But let's keep moving forward. So Monet pulls up on the whole with What'd you say, Retro?
No, we're just talking about how Noma told Monet, take your ass home. You're making a scene.
Love.
Are you
So what the fuck are you doing here?
Oh, that was a good one now.
Hey, that was really good.
That was fire, man.
Good.
Because of y'all, I will never hear Noma's voice.
That was too good. What are you doing here, Monet? Are you mad? Oh my god. Y'all, you know we love our UK slang. You know we be on that top boy. You know me and Jack be on that top boy ish. So, you know we love our UK slang.
Yeah. Hey, love.
Monet told the Noma told Monet, take my ass on back to the house. You sit. You go get in the bed, Monet.
Yo, Monet was wildin'. Monet had no business. Monet had. Here's what I don't understand. I hate to cut you off, CG, but here's what I don't understand. It's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop nothing. Monet is not gonna stop nothing. She don't have the structure or the reach that Noma has to stop anything. So what was her purpose of even coming there? She like, this is my city or this that another. Lady, we didn't even know it was your city until Ghost died.
Right, we didn't know who you were until Ghost died.
We didn't even know who you were. You wouldn't even mention. Like, you know, like, I just thought it was just weird. Like, Monet is doing this old Black Widow thing.
And I don't know. If you want to look at it, Monet them only sell work in Queens. Ghostin was all over the boroughs of New York.
Yeah.
They all there in Long Island, Jersey City. They were everywhere. And Monet, you don't even have the infrastructure to move all this weight that she got. So, like, what are you sitting here crying about? Like, you do your part, let them do their part.
I think it was more so because she was doing something with the Russians. And remember, like, Monet and them, they cut the Russians off after they sent Homie Head back to them in that
I remember that now. I vaguely remember all that. But yeah, I remember.
Can I ask y'all a question? Y'all ready for it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, my bad. So this whole time I was watching this, and somebody dropped in the comments earlier and said something about it, but I feel like them letting us know that Force is also getting canceled next season was like not good to do when we're only in episode 2 of this season. Do y'all think that somehow, some way, because I immediately, when I heard Russians, and y'all can correct me, but I immediately thought, oh, so we're gonna end up venturing over to Chicago after this.
Or
but Chicago, then I heard they're supposed to be ending that.
Okay.
I heard they're supposed to be ending Force also.
Well, no, but that's why I said it was bad for them to say that, and we're only on episode 2. If they would have said that episode 8, or you know what I mean? But now we're sitting here like, so what are we doing? But my natural, when I was watching this, I said, oh, so we're moving over to Chicago. That's what I was thinking. Correct me that's why I'm asking. Correct me, guys.
Retro, you want to take it on me? What'd you say, Retro?
I said, I think Chicago is coming back to New York.
I was just about to say, I don't think Force is done. If you go back, if you look at the video,
Damn.
that Tommy Egan character, I can't remember his real name, put out. He said him and the writer said that Tommy was done in Chicago. Never said that it was going to be the end of Force. All he said was that his time in Chicago was done.
They come back to New York.
Maybe they going to LA.
Could be going to LA. He could be going somewhere. I just don't think Force is done.
They come back to New York.
Oh, thank you, Xavier. It's the Serbans, not the Russians in Chicago. Okay, thank you for clearing that up. I'm getting them mixed up. Sorry.
But you know what, support gaming, I was thinking that earlier too, that Monet probably going to end up getting popped, but what would have been the point of keeping her alive?
True.
If they were going to end her, delete her character.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that I hate when they do that. When they have a character on the brink of death and they keep them alive only to kill them again. I think that's wasted time.
I think we said that last recap retro that we don't know why Monet was kept. She could have exited the show the first one.
Yeah, she could have left. Yeah.
Now that we're seeing and we're getting the flashbacks, I don't know. Maybe this is a prediction of mine. Maybe a bad theory. Y'all can jump on me in the playback comments in the chat. But maybe we will see a flashback with Effie. Maybe we'll get a little bit every episode of everybody's little backstory that we don't know.
Remember, I said that last season.
Yeah.
I said that last season that I think that would be a great thing for them to do with Power Origins. Mm-hmm. I think each season of Power Origins can focus on a different character. So I think what they're setting us up for is raising Monet. I think we're getting set up.
Which we spoke about it, RetroCG. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I would love to see that. I would love for them to take certain characters, not every character, but there's certain characters who, we would be interested in seeing, their story play out. When we first heard of Raising Kanan, we wasn't too excited about that because we were like, well, we know how Kanan's story ends. Mm-hmm. But it turned out to be really good. So
probably the second best next to the original OG.
I don't think that Monet's story can go for 5 seasons, but an episode or 2, I think she could give us a good story, backstory.
And Jack,
I think she give us like 3 seasons.
Nah, I don't know if I can do 3 seasons of Monet.
I think she give us 3 seasons because I honestly, I'm with you, Retro. I didn't think Raising Kanan was gonna last as long as it did because of we know how the story ends. But it became so interesting that again, it's probably the second best to the OG.
It's the one that's outlived all of them. It's outlived all of them.
It definitely. So like with the Raising Kanan is going, that probably can go like 6 seasons. And with the OG, that went as long as it went. And Monet, we never know how it really could be spun off. She had kids. You got the Lorenzo backstory.
You got the Zeke backstory.
The Zeke backstory. So there's just so many different avenues that we can explore. Exactly. There's just so many different avenues that we can explore that I think that it can capture our attention long enough, as long as the acting is good.
Right.
And DeMarcus says that Mary J. Blige has a producer credit now, so maybe they are giving us, they're setting us up for Raising Monet. And you're right, Raising Kanan isn't good because of Kanan. You're right, because we could actually do without Kanan and Raising Kanan. You're right, because Rock is
the story.
Rock is the story, yeah.
Okay, and to your point, Jack, I don't know if y'all saw the video I dropped in the chat, but Tariq actually, they interviewed him, I believe it was on the Breakfast Club, and he actually said he doesn't really care for BMF. He said that's the worst of all of them. But he said outside of his own franchise, he said Raising Kanan is doing their thing. Like he has to give them they flowers. And I was like, okay. But he didn't say nothing about Force.
The writing is just so much better on Raising Kanan, and the pacing of the show is so much better. The pacing, just like with this episode, this season right here, it's way too fast.
You know why?
Tell us why, Fresh.
Like with the era, because we was born and raised in that era, so we relate
in the Raising Kanan era.
Like we can't really relate to Force, we can't relate to Ghosts, we can't relate to it. Like we grown now, but yeah, Raising Kanan, if you grew up in that era, you relate to that era because you remember that's how you grew up. I ain't
definitely
get
have
to other specifics, but
sure.
Yeah.
That's true. Specific, Fresh. We already kind of, never mind.
But Effie, yeah, never mind. You got Detective Carter on here fresh. You better be quiet what you say. You got Detective Carter on the panel.
I see pictures fresh. Never mind.
You better be careful. So Monet's in the back seat getting drove home by Effie, and she has a flashback of her and Janet riding through the city, and she gets pulled over, and we find out that she had a weapon in the car, and she hid the weapon in the car seat with
the baby.
The baby.
She put the baby with the baby.
So
with the baby.
Here's why I think this scene right here made me think that somewhere along the season, at least I hope, we're about to something's going on, or we're about to get a backstory with Janet, because we've never heard of anything of her character before now. All of a sudden she pops up, she's taking care of her. We see that they have history, but I think it's something else that's going on with Janet that we have not seen or heard about yet.
Oh, of course.
So this was what makes me think that, like, yo, Janet's there for a reason other than just to take care of Monet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think Mecca creep through?
I'm thinking that Janet J is, I think she can't have kids. And I think that she's kind of not necessarily have been jealous of Monet, but she's kind of envied Monet because Monet has had, 4 kids and she's had none. I think Janet is going to end up taking Diana's baby to raise.
Oh, that's a nice theory.
That's far-fetched. That's a little far-fetched.
Wow, retro.
I like it. I'll be reaching. I can reach with you, okay?
The reason why I say that is I look at this very similar to what happened with Monet. She had to give up Z. So I feel like Diana may be forced, just based off of the questions that the doctor asked her when she went to go get confirmation on the pregnancy. I can kind of see Diana kind of being forced to give this baby up, and Monet ends up giving the baby to Janet.
I could see that.
Now that might be a little far-fetched,
but wasn't the reason that? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Retro.
That might be a little far-fetched, but I go back to Fresh's thing because I was thinking the same thing too. I'm like, she's here for another purpose besides just being Monet's nurse. She's here for another reason. I'm trying to figure out what that reason is.
And to
Xavier's wasn't initially the.
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead,
She put it in the car with the
Monet
baby.
by far is the worst mother, and this is me and Nels always have this disagreement because she doesn't think anybody can get worse than Rock, but Monet is definitely worse than Rock, and I just want to put
Monet
that on
is
record.
hands down the worst, but I'm not even
Okay,
Monet is hands down the worst. Hands down the worst. But I think, like, to your point, Retro, wasn't the purpose? wasn't the purpose?
I need to save my voice. Okay, I ain't about to argue.
Wasn't the purpose of Monet giving up Zeke was because she wasn't ready, the money wasn't right, things of that nature. So, what you're saying is a possibility that Dirty Diana will put her kid to the back seat of her education because it's not about the money. It's not even necessarily about the situation. Or maybe it is about the situation because of the lifestyle. But the money is there.
Right.
Okay, so Port feels like Diana and her baby are going to get Holly.
Same here. I agree with you. I don't even think they're going to make it. I don't even think they're going to make it.
You think that Diana's going to get Holly?
Yep. I don't even think they're going to make it. Or it's going to be one of them situations where...
Who do you think is going to do it, though?
Her baby dad?
Nah.
I don't think
honestly, I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be.
I think Effie would catch a body. Effie will. Effie would.
Effie will for sure. Effie will for sure. Because now you're aware her future. Her future is with Tariq. Is in her head.
Right.
Her future is still with Tariq. Effie will for sure. Kane was just connecting the bridge.
Look.
Kane was just passing time.
You might be more of a Detective Jordan. Now the way you talking, sir, I'm just saying you might be more of a detective.
Okay, I like Keywan's theory best out of all. If Dirty Diana gets Holly, she's gonna be in the wrong place at the wrong time. She can catch the
like
that. I like that. I can stand on that view.
just to say, everybody's seen the trailer where Kane is shooting. Everybody's seen the trailer where Drew and
this is a
Diana
good
is
one, too.
running, and they running from the same motel that Monet and Kane is at. Kane is shooting at a car. Bam, boom, right there. Kane might not even know that he was shooting at Drew and Diana. And shooting at the car. Bam, she gets hit.
Ooh, that's a good one too. And then I kind of like support gaming. I like support gaming's theory too. What if it's Carter?
Oh no, you know what? That theory's
But
wrong.
Carter,
I forgot.
on what level though?
Tariq
Retro?
pulls up to the house and points the strap at Diana. Never mind.
Diana. That's why I feel like it could be him.
On what?
And I feel like that in that
level,
scene
though?
right there
On
is when
what-
she's
on
going
what
to
level,
reveal
Retro?
to him. I think in that scene right there is when she's going to reveal to him that she with child.
No, but Retro,
I guess we got to see when that.
You said that you might think it might be Carter. Like on what level though? Like why would help me see why would Carter?
Because he's Michael Ealy.
Would do it. Is it
Because
about accident?
Because he's Michael Ealy playing the character. Michael, I said this last week. Michael Ealy's characters are always typecast. He's always playing some crazy, deranged, unhinged person.
I'm getting off here.
And I feel like he's going to get so desperate in trying to, just like all the rest of them have, they're going to get so desperate in trying to take down a St. Patrick that he's going to cross some lines.
Right? Yeah.
So.
And it could be accidental with him.
I got this question. So did anybody peep in this whole exchange right here where they go back and forth and Lorenzo, remember, he's been saying this since before he was on the live. He didn't want the kids in the life at all. And he says it right here, biggest day when she went behind his back, got the bricks. And she's like, yo, I don't want Kane in this element. And look what happened. It's like, fast forward to when they got over, she got the whole family in it. And Lorenzo kept saying that the whole entire time since day one. Like, I never wanted this for none of them. And you basically pulled them into life.
And it won't end well.
And I
because Monet is the worst.
She is. But I think somebody said it on last week's recap that I don't think I realized that she was kind of the one that brought them into the game. Like, I think Lorenzo was kind of doing his thing, but it was definitely more her. Because to your point, Jack, she's the worst, and she overstepped him because that's why she was able to run the business while he was away. And now it makes me question even that. Did he just take the fall for something and let her sit back?
So where in this scenario do you not acknowledge the fact that Lorenzo was already out here selling product?
Mm-hmm.
I think he was a little bit, but that's like being a weed man and then going to a different.
And it's a difference between her wanting to be in the life and her trying to get a better life for her family. They're living in a shithole. They got brown water coming out the faucet, so her motivation for going to get more work was more for them to get out of the hood, get to a better place. It wasn't for her to be walk around with Gucci and Fendi and Chanel on. She was trying to find a place for her and her baby to be in a better place. And her husband out here selling work. The course is part for the course for me. I look at it like, well, we already selling drugs, so
yeah.
I'm about to say it evolved though. You know, her level of success or their level of success evolved from just trying to get to what we need to now getting everything that we want at this point. You know, and that's where she got the kids involved.
That's now versus then. The way I look at it is she had already been introduced to the life. It wasn't like it was the opposite. She introduced him to the life. He was already out here selling work.
But it sounds like he was
when you're a drug dealer, that's part for the course. Like that's part for the course. Once you get a taste of it, there's no retirement plan. You're just gonna want to keep going after it. And I think Lorenzo had more of a grasp on what was in front of him, and Monet had a grasp on what was next, of everything that was next, and what she wanted next. Lorenzo was getting through the day. Monet was trying to become this queen pin.
And they were barely scraping by. And apparently they were still barely scraping by when he got locked up. That's why she had to get out here and take it to the next level, because it wasn't enough to support their lifestyle.
The answer before we move forward, Support Gaming with the whole Drew thing. It does sound like a contradiction, but at that point they was already in the life.
Yep.
So, and plus he knew that Drew thought logically where Kane thought and reacted off of emotion. So that's why he wanted Drew to take over.
Facts.
That's a great point.
But then they kind of switched it when they got older.
And tell his mom the game has changed and she need to sit down. She don't know what she's doing. I'm like, what's changed? Because y'all work for Noma now?
It was me. I kept trying. I thought he was going to give an explanation.
Yeah, what changed?
Why he said that? Because I was like, I get it. She got hit. She got shot up or whatever. But I was like, yo, she was doing the same. You still doing the same thing that she was doing before she got shot.
Exactly.
So what changed?
What changed? I guess because he got it. Like she
again,
said,
this is one of those things where
he got his head so far up no ass. That's all he can see. He open.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of these episodes or one of these things where he's reacting off of emotions. I think he was reacting off of emotions because the game ain't changed nothing. He just was caught up in his own
rise to power.
I don't know, of being a king. Right, his rise of power of being a king.
His rise to power.
Yeah, and he sees opportunity, and he's going to seize opportunity because the game ain't necessarily changed. He was right, but he was wrong.
I agree with that too, Xavier. They don't have the organization that they had, but that's not their fault. That's part of Kane's fault. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't unalive everybody that was working with him.
If Kane wasn't so jealous of Tariq, they could have kept everything going.
That part. Okay. So
it's still fine though.
It's here. I think it's here where she asks Kane again. She's like, Kane, do you have any updates on who tried to unalive me? And he was like, no, Mom, I don't, but I'm still trying to figure out some stuff. And, he kind of storms off. Well, actually, she put him the fuck up out of her room because he said something smart to her or whatever. And she was like, Kane, get out of my face. Just get out of my room. Get out of my face.
I call NWA vibes on this part. Write the song, Cube. Shut the fuck up, Cube. I call NWA vibes.
She was like, get out of my face before I kill you in here.
This is where she starts not trusting him.
Yeah, this is where she starts not to trust him. Yep. And I think it's pretty shitty for these two to sit up here and act like, Mom, we gonna figure it out. We gonna find it out when y'all the reason why she laying up there in the bed.
Do you think that he's gonna, and I don't know why I saw this when I watched it, but I feel like they're gonna end up getting Kane unalive, not really. And maybe I'm reaching because you don't think so? Because they're pretending so hard, like we don't know. And he's like, yo, and I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like they're gonna end up getting their brother unalive. I really do.
I think Kane is one of the most relevant characters in this storyline. I'm not saying it's not possible. I mean, we got Ghost up out of there. I'm not saying it's not possible, but
that would be yes. I agree, Jack. I agree. Kane has to stay. This is who needs to go.
Oh, Drew needs to go.
Both of them. Drew Anna can both go. They both can go.
You said Drew Anna.
Drew and Dirty Diana.
Yep, Drew Anna can go.
She's the worst.
Well, we can't let Diana go now because she's with
child. Yeah, she's with child, so we can't let her go. So
Holly was with child.
Go after she give birth to the child.
Oh, hold on! Shout out to now, Detective Jordan. You proving yourself. He just said Holly was with child. She had to go.
Yeah, Holly was with child. She had to go. But Holly earned her death. Holly earned her death, where Diana kind of has.
Holly for sure earned it. You think Dirty Diana didn't?
Yeah.
She's trying to get her mind clipped.
But she has nowhere near earned it as much as Drew has. So unless they go together, Drew has to go first. Sure. Drew has to go first.
Drew for sure. Drew is actually irrational. He's making you know what? I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna let you have your moment.
I was about to say, go ahead, Retro.
Y'all know y'all
I'm gonna let you have your moment.
Y'all know y'all best for that. Y'all know what I tell Tasha. Listen, Tasha is working at Big Lots. Yeah.
I said the last surviving Kmart in the U.S.
That's even worse.
So Tasha is at Big Lots. She working at K-Bar, Big Lots.
She work at Ames.
She working at Sears. She at Fred.
The Sears
She working at
exist.
Fred. She working at Fred.
And shout out to for the Timu wig. That's what it was.
She work at Sears Roebuck and she in the painting department. Oh my god.
She work at Harbor Freight.
Oh my
So
god.
Tasha is on her job at Harbor Freight. And
Harbor Freight.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Tasha got all the skills that Tasha got. She know how to do hair.
Right.
She know how to do accounting.
She accounting.
She said that was the only job in that little town.
That's what she said. That's what she said. She did say that. It was the only job that she could find in that little town.
Even with sex, she could have got a job in accounting. They could have made some. You know what? Go ahead, Retro.
Nah, she's working at Harbor Freight. And Tariq comes up and he was like, Mom, I don't know why he felt like he needed to have this conversation with her in person on her job. And she keep telling him, Tariq, get the fuck out of here. I'm at work. And she was like, I'll call you later. And he was like, Ma, this detective rolled up on me and he said you getting ready to get put out of wit set. And she was like, well, they kind of pissed off with me because I snuck away and they had to move me again. So they told me that if I did something else, I'll get kicked out. So I felt like that's foreshadowing. I feel like that's foreshadowing that she is going to get kicked out of wit set.
Now I'm laughing. Is her name Rachel Summers for real?
Yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out why she's still in witness protection.
Okay, well, I never knew her witness protection name, but they saying it's Rachel Summers.
It is now, but her name was Vanessa when she was staying in the woods. When she was in the woods. Remember, Tariq came up to the door and asked for her by name, by Vanessa. So I guess they changed her name again when they moved her again.
Oh, look at y'all. Okay.
Yeah. She hooked up with Cyclops this episode, so that's why.
All right, can we get on who this dude is?
The pervert.
The one she's giving us some knock knock.
He's her handler.
Giving us some knock knock.
He's her handler. He sell her at the back of the store.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got the vibe too. I got the vibe too that something inappropriate going on with Chris and Rachel.
Definitely inappropriate.
Nels, you know what he reminds me of from the side profile? What's the guy that we always joke about?
Hanson.
Take my strong. That's what he reminds me of.
Talk about support game is so stupid. Tasha gonna change her name to Lil Kim.
Well,
hey,
you know,
chill.
Lil Kim is notorious. She played Lil Kim notorious. Yep. Xavier, I said the same thing. I had to argue with the brothers last night. I had to argue with the brothers last night about this. Why the fuck is she so close to New York? She's supposed to be in Arizona. She's supposed to be in South Carolina somewhere. Why the hell is she 2 hours away from New York?
So that was one thing that irritated me about the episode. I was wondering how did Tariq get here so quickly? If she's in she should, like you, to your point, she should be in Arizona, Oklahoma, somewhere where why is she so close that he can get to her? And we know he ain't got no money, so we know he didn't catch a flight.
Every time. Even when in the past when they show her in witness protection, he's within hours away from her.
Right.
If you remember last season, she was with Sec in New York.
Yep, she was in the wood. I guess she was in the Catskills.
Nah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, remember when Tommy pulled up on them? They were in New York, because remember how quick Tariq found. Remember, Tariq had Yaz in the car.
Yeah,
like they was like probably like in the Bronx or something, or whatever.
If they wasn't in the, they was like in Westchester or Long Island, somewhere like that.
Yeah, somewhere like that. Yeah, they was in New York.
She was in New York.
She was in New York.
But let's go back to Chris. What's going on with Chris and Tasha right here? I feel like she's sleeping with this man for this job.
I don't think that me personally, I don't think that she is. I think he just be, like I said, he a pervert. He just like be making moves on her, and she just like, you know what I'm saying? And she just trying to keep the job because she in Witset. Because remember, she told Tariq, I can handle him. So I think like she just like, you know, she just deal with it like whatever. Like it is what it is. Like
she just let him stroke her Timu wig. a couple times a day.
It's not consensual, right? It's not consensual, right? Xavier, he's bothering her.
That scene was so disgusting to me.
Tariq can't join her in Witset. That was part of the deal that like he made with Tamika, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was part of the deal.
Remember, they were trying to get him to flip on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to get on flip on somebody. They were going to put him in Witset, and he said no. He put the grandmother and the baby sister, in Witset with her. But I'm trying to figure out: doesn't Yasmin still have her trust?
I'm sure she do, but I'm pretty sure like she probably can't touch it till she get a certain age.
That's true. She's so young, yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought the grandmother was using it to take care of her. Because maybe she was drinking it up.
That was
I thought Tariq was supplying them the money.
Drinking.
I thought Tariq was supplying them the money for.
I thought so, but I thought Tariq might have been supplying that. Yeah.
No, it was the trust. Remember, the trust was taking care of Yasmin. And that's what Tariq took her to court for, because the grandma was dipping into the drink to get her bottle.
That's a possibility.
Yep, absolutely. I think that's why when I watched it, I said that's so.
Oh yeah, she's gonna get fired. She getting fired.
I said that was so stupid of him to do. It was so stupid.
Yep. He broke Chris's hand. Like he wouldn't have did it to this Chris.
Right.
He would have done it to this Chris. This Chris would have got in that Honda Accord, and he would have been out of here. He do remind me of Gerald. He Gerald.
The way he looks, not the way he acts.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like something inappropriate going on with Rachel with Chris, so I feel like he.
That guy said Tariq got Raina's share and hold on, and Yaz got her share. I was just thinking that. I said, what happened to Raina's share?
But I don't even think Tariq can touch his till a certain age too.
Well, Tariq's is gone.
No, his is gone.
That's right. It is gone.
Yeah,
is gone.
Yeah.
His is smoked. His got smoked in Western Holdings.
That's right.
And I think the rest of Yasmin, Raina's money got split between Yasmin and Tariq. So Yasmin the only one that got money right now. But Tariq don't blew all his. Yeah. So Noma pull up on Kane.
Xavier is stupid.
He was like, hello, love. How's your day going? Do you want a coffee? I need you to go fix what your mama fucked up. And basically, she told him that you got a few hours to go get my money back, get my deal back that your mama fucked up. And she's like, you're a clever little young man. You'll figure it out. Drive off. I said, okay, Noma's a boss again, but I'm still not scared of her. I was a little bit low-key scared of her at first, but now I'm not scared of Noma. I play in your face, Noma.
It was after that hand chop.
Yeah, I was a little scared of her.
Noma was scary. It was like, girl, that wasn't even necessary.
Yeah, but now
I'm playing your face, Noma. I'm not scared of you.
There she got a heart and stuff.
Yeah.
Because we seen Anya. I said that last recap. And I'm mad we didn't see her this episode.
Oh, don't worry.
I don't ever want to see her again.
Who, Anya?
Yes, her.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to see her again because that's going to be Tariq's love interest this season.
Thank you, Fresh. That's why I was like, I want to see. She's absolutely going to be Tariq's new love. They're both entitled, spoiled little kids. And I'm not saying I love it because I couldn't stand Tariq for it, but if he needs that they need to do that together. They need to do that together.
They showed it in a trailer. Like both of them are kissing. Like we seen it. So, like, yeah, that's gonna be his new. But I also think that Tariq is gonna use that to his advantage.
Every female character that got to come on this show, that they got to lay with Tariq. Oh.
That's true. That's true.
You gotta cross that bridge.
Damn, they gotta pay that toll with Tariq. Every fucking female character on this show.
No,
Yeah.
light skin Keisha didn't do it. Light skin Keisha.
Might as well. Might as well. He should have got a little taste of Carrie too. I mean, God damn.
He's not a.
No. And I think Carrie, low key, and this is throwback power, but I've always felt this way. She definitely would have given Tariq some if he would have taken it. I don't think he was into her like that.
Nah, Carrie was too busy into Zeke. And so
No, Carrie was into everybody. Fresh. Carrie was into her pussy was for everybody.
Oh,
okay?
Retro about to get on you now, bro.
Condition. She had a medical condition.
What was it called? What was it called?
She was a sex addict. She was a sex addict.
She had
she was a hoe.
I can't stand you. So she was a hoe. She had a medical condition, all right? She had a legitimate medical condition, all right? She was a
That mean you go around fucking little boys.
She was seeking counseling for it, okay? She was getting help.
She was, but wasn't she fucking a counselor too? Or no, maybe I'm wrong.
She fucked the police officer.
Oh, okay. She did so many people. She
did not do a lot of people. Don't do her. She did not do a lot of people. Now, if you want to talk about somebody that done a lot of people.
Yes, my baby Tate gets it in. Yes.
No, she's done a lot of people, including the store manager at Harbor Freight.
We don't know. She's done the store manager.
She's done everybody else.
We don't know that.
Kane calls.
Xavier says she's just a nasty hoe. Thank you, Xavier.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say, somebody explain this to me because I couldn't figure this part out.
What you mean, Fred?
Support Jamin said she smashed Davis too. Let's not forget that.
Oh, damn, she sure did.
And so did Tasha. Tasha would have done it too.
Yeah,
but she didn't.
But I was lost at.
Listen, Tasha
almost doesn't count. Almost doesn't count.
Do I need to say anything else? Drops the mic.
What'd you say?
Tasha slept with Terry Silver. Do I need to say anything else?
But to my point, she smashes people that get her ahead. She's almost in a way.
She's happy. Yeah, she's ambitious.
But Carrie just smashed because it felt good. So it didn't have no name. It didn't have no face.
Whatever. Carrie didn't go. Let's let it rest in peace. Go ahead, Fresh. Go ahead.
Oh, he said Tasha only got 4 bodies. Carrie got 8.
Retro gonna boot all y'all. Y'all keep talking about Carrie like that.
All right, we're gonna stop with the Carrie slander.
But I was lost because.
But why must we? But why?
Why?
I was lost because she put the sole responsibility on Kane, and Kane first thing is to call Effie. So I'm like, why you calling her, bro? Like,
because he knew he needed help. He knew that Effie got the meeting the first time. He figured that she could do it again.
Okay,
right.
That makes sense.
I took it like when he knew that she did the first time.
She wasn't like, all right, I got you in a few hours.
That's what she needed to have. That should have been.
Why you have to cancel your whole thing?
Yeah.
Just to go take care of it. They're not expecting you.
Okay, I'm gonna play advocate, even though I'm with you.
Of course you are for Effie.
Well, because that's what it was, and that is my book. But I think they're trying to make it seem like, oh, there wasn't enough time, so they had to make sure. And then you got to understand, if this don't work out, I need to give myself time to get away. So this might be some stuff I do need to handle now.
She didn't know all that. She didn't know all that. That was Kane. That was on Kane. That was Kane's responsibility. I got my own priorities.
But it goes back to what Jack was saying earlier, Kiwan. I agree. Is basically showing that Effie is the top boy. Effie is top boy.
Yep.
She can get shit done.
Yeah.
And that's a good point too, Xavier. Kane don't know how to talk to nobody. You don't send Kane out to do no kind of business for you.
Yeah.
All he know how to do is fight and pow. Right. That's it. That's all he know how to do. A thug. A brainless, mindless thug. That's all he is.
Effie definitely showing that she's a top shotter for sure.
Yeah, she's a shotter.
Did you say she's a top shotter?
Are y'all gonna be mad if I say I need to see that movie ever?
What'd you say?
The Professor was for sure a hoe.
Let me see. I think I'm an admin. Guess what I can do to you?
I was about to say, y'all keep messing with him.
He said, "Let me add that in. Let me just add that little piece in."
And that's why he got removed. You were saying, Jack? You were
So
saying?
mean. So mean.
You want to go back to
So mean.
Yeah, Effie is definitely the top shotter. She is. This. Go ahead, Tree Snails, whichever one of y'all want.
All right, I'll do it because it's a sentence. Diana takes a pregnancy test and it comes back positive, y'all. What did it do? Congratulations.
Tell us something we didn't know.
So
now we need to go on Lori. Who is the father?
She said she know who her baby daddy is.
I was lost at this scene because I didn't realize that she was at home. She was at Monet's crib.
Yeah, she was at home.
I thought she was at the school.
I thought so
Same
too.
thing I thought.
That bathroom was too luxurious to be Stan's fit.
I thought she was at the school because that was the same bathroom that Monet yoked her up in.
But
no, you can tell it's a home. You can tell like it's a home, in my opinion, just by like it just feels homey to me. I definitely knew she was at home when she did it.
Okay. I'm with Nails. I thought she was at the school.
I thought she was at the school too. I didn't realize
it
the whole
luxurious.
scene with Drew and her having conversation back and forth.
No, and plus because she had just left talking to her mom, she's wearing the same. So you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's my video production.
That was the outfit she had on in the scene where they was in Monet bedroom. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But yeah, it comes back positive, and I just don't. I mean, y'all. This is why I rated the episode. I'll be honest. This is why I rated this so low, just because I felt like Effie. Like anybody, they could have let Anya be pregnant, right? Like it's so many ways they could have played this pregnancy storyline, but Diana, because I'm just not here for this him and her riding off into sunset. I know you said it, Retro. You tried to put it in my head. I'm just not going. You're trying to sell it. I ain't buying. But I just can't do it. I don't want to see it. I don't.
But if y'all go back and watch that video we did a year ago, it was me, Fresh, and Really B. We kind of had a back and forth about that because there was good reason for it to have been Effie to be pregnant, and there was good reason for Diana to be pregnant. We took Lauren out the equation immediately, but I feel like even if it would have been Effie, it wouldn't have changed anything between the two of them. I feel like with it being Diana, it's actually going to change things between Tariq, because what we've seen in book 2, this is why I was so confident that it was going to be Diana. We've seen nothing but history repeat itself with book 2. So I feel like Diana is going to be Tariq's Tasha.
Hear me out. The reason why it bothers me, because I get what you're saying and I can hear what you're saying, but it gives me, and I think we talked about this last recap, the reason why I'm not with it is because he don't really for her like that. So you're literally, so at this point, we would carry on a storyline in the future where it's just, I'm here for the child type situation.
But isn't that what Ghost was there with Tasha for?
Well, and remember we talked about that last recap. I actually think Ghost, because they go way back, because once Angela went to school and he didn't go, I think, yeah, maybe he settled on Tasha, but I think that he cared for her. And because maybe we don't have background, but I don't think he like settled on her because she got pregnant, is what I'm saying. Maybe I'm wrong.
The only thing Ghost cared for Tasha was that she was a conciliator. I feel like the only reason why Ghost married Tasha was she was aiding in the bed, she was accomplished, and he knew that he had to keep her close in order to keep her in control. Because she has said it all throughout Power when she would have her conversations with Lakeisha about how he dressed her and how he wanted her to act a certain way or whatever. I don't think there was really love there. I don't think love didn't live there in that relationship. I think they tolerated each other. I think they were there to serve each other's purposes. Tasha was there for the bag. Ghost needed someone to aid and abet him, carry weapons, clean money, wash money, get rid of evidence. That's what Tasha was for Ghost. And that's the exact same thing that Diana's going to be for Tariq. He don't love her. He don't want her. But he's going to use her to do his dirty work.
Okay. Now, I want to address two comments.
Tariq could never control Effie in such a way like that because Effie is too much like him. Diana, right. I could see she just falling in love with this whole family idea that her and Tariq is going to be a family. And they're going to ride off into the sunset, whereas Tariq is going to still want to be out here committing murder, selling drugs or whatever, fucking other women. He don't care about her. But I feel like Diana has always cared about Tariq. She's always had a soft spot for Tariq. So I feel like she could very easily catch feelings for Tariq over this baby.
Fort Gaiman said that he thinks that she's going to be pregnant with twins. One be Tariq and the other one be Salim's.
Oh my God, that would be terrible.
This is not Sisters. We are not doing that.
I was just about to say that's what they did on Sisters. It pissed me the hell off.
We are not doing that.
So Support Gaming said, how would Anya be pregnant? If they would have introduced this pregnancy maybe later on, but I guess you can't because it's the final season. But that's why I was saying like, oh, Tariq could meet Anya whenever we meet her. Like if they link up next episode and we see some nasty go down, and by episode 8 we see, oh, I missed my period. You understand? Because now we're jumping months. Now that we know that in the storyline where we're jumping from month to month to month, I could absolutely see that playing out. I might be reaching, but that's how Anya could end up being the baby mama. And I think I would have rather see that than see this, or I would have rather seen Effie because he actually had feelings for her. He just couldn't trust her. But I think he would have kept her on if she was carrying his child.
To answer your question, the reason why Tasha didn't let Ghost rot in jail was because she knew that she needed Ghost to be free and clear to sustain her lifestyle. She had no money. Remember, she had been stealing money and stuff all along from him or whatever. She had no exit strategy. Her mama kept trying to tell her fool ass all along that you needed to way out, that there was no retirement from being married to a drug dealer. So her helping Ghost get out of jail was to serve her own purpose, because it didn't stop her from pee-popping with Terry Silver. So she must didn't love her husband enough to stay faithful to him.
Remember, she started the cheating first.
Yeah.
Wasn't she messing with
the driver? She was cheating with
Sean, Kane's son. Kanan's son. Yeah.
She finger rolled herself while Sean was in the front seat.
And put her nasty panties in her pocketbook. And put her nasty ass panties in her pocketbook after she done it.
Rolled out the window and finger rolled herself.
But this is the mother of the year that y'all give Tasha St. Patrick. All right. Drew, I don't want nothing to eat from you, Drew.
Be nasty.
I don't want nothing to eat from you, Drew. Nothing. Take it back to the kitchen. I'm not hungry. I don't want nothing from you. Ma, I got your sandwich. Okay, baby, go get my pills. Do you realize this man want to kill you? Do you realize this man want to end you right here, right now? Don't take nothing from him. So Monet, in her own way, she was trying to apologize. The words just didn't come out right. You know, she was trying to have a conversation with Drew. She was like, listen, I know you upset with me still about what happened with Gordo and Lorenzo, but understand why I did what I had to do. Like, he didn't really even give her a chance to finish her thought before he just, I thought you would get ready to apologize and you just justify what you did. Like, can you give her a minute?
Absolutely.
Can you give her a minute to finish her thoughts? Monet is not this, she didn't have this prepared.
When he brought it to her attention, she didn't say, well, I was about to apologize.
That's what I'm saying. She's just nasty. I'm sorry. This was awful. And it just goes to show her lack of accountability, even though she's having, this is another thing that made me mad about it, even though she's having all these flashbacks, thinking about, last recap, how I can be a better mother to my kids. I want to be different. And you still sit here and you can't say, damn, I'm sorry. You have to understand I did what I did. I'm sorry.
She was trying. She wasn't trying.
No. Monet is, to somebody's point, Rock can say, I was wrong. I still did the shit, but I was wrong when I did it. We got to give Rock her flowers. Monet, we've never seen Monet do that. She just says, I had to do it because I had to do it.
Well, Drew was getting ready to end it all for her. Drew was getting ready to end it all. He's getting ready to take her up out of here. And
I was with her. I was like, give her that little extra dosage.
Making it a milkshake, right? Mom brought you a milkshake. Diana, of course, knew exactly what he was getting ready to do. She come running in there. No, Drew, it's our mother. You can't do it.
I thought that they was going to be talking about what happened in their plan, and that was when she was going to hear it. I thought that's what she was going to hear.
But I'm not convinced. Now, me and the fellas were talking about this last night, but how much of this conversation did she hear?
Exactly.
Right.
I was just about to say that.
I think she knows enough to know her kids don't for her.
Yeah, I think she only heard the end because remember, and I hate to jump scenes, but when she talked to Janet, she says, like, yo, have I messed up my kids? If she had heard that before part, like, she would have been like, oh, both of these little two, they gotta go. Like, they
So you're saying she hadn't walked up yet when it was having the first part of the conversation?
Yeah, because remember when they showed her get out of bed, remember she's still struggling with the one kidney, so it probably took her a minute to get downstairs, and she caught him like at the tail end because they show where whatchamacallit said we're gonna be better than Monet, like we're gonna be better than her, etc. And that's the part that she heard.
Okay.
I don't really think they said anything super bad though. They could have been much worse. They could have talked about their whole plan to get rid of her.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, they still talked about, you know, they got to keep the suspicion down, you know, so that's why we got to behave the way we need to behave.
They said enough to incriminate themselves.
I was about to say at the beginning, they basically said like, yo, something to do with it.
The way we needed to behave because we, you know, whatever. This is what I think what happened. I think I look at it like from two different ways. I think it is a possibility, you know, what you said freshly, that she took way too long to even move up to the door and put her ear to the door to see what we was talking about. Then I look at it as another situation, like is her and Janet able to have that conversation of whether or not her kids plotted on her. But, you know, to go even further, she also, now that I'm thinking about it now and talking about it, saying it out loud, she could have had that conversation with Tariq towards the end, like, yo, I think my kids is the ones that actually try to get me up out of here. So yeah, now that I think about it now, I'm definitely leaning more towards what you said, Fresh.
Okay.
Question, y'all. Continuity error. So how are you sitting behind this wall? You can barely damn walk at this point. How are you getting back to your room before Drew gets to the meds to realize that you was sitting around the corner listening to their conversation?
Because they was hugging and not paying attention.
It slipped on off.
She can't move that damn fast.
It don't
she can
matter.
barely stand up without falling out.
It don't matter. Drew is so hell bent on taking her out that he, like you said, he was about to.
So you think it was a long hug and she was able to get back to her room in time to play it off for him to bring her the meds?
Yeah.
I think she didn't go back to the room. I thought she went to Janet, didn't she?
She stayed down, or at the very least, she stayed downstairs. How about that?
Yeah. I think she did. She stayed downstairs and went to Janet to ask her. Did I mess my kids up?
Well, listen, I understand what y'all say about Monet, and nothing justifies her actions or whatever, but she wasn't wrong for deleting Lorenzo. Y'all act like Lorenzo was father of the year. I mean, he came home and pretty much told her to stand in the corner. He unalived her son and tried to cover it up and blame it on somebody else. I mean,
because she was backdooring him.
Everyone in this family has done fucked up things. Diana, you caused your mother to unalive a person because you stole money and blamed it on somebody else. So I mean, nobody in this family is free from doing fucked up shit.
I only disagree because she was backdooring him. She was backdooring him with Mecca. This would have never been a situation. Lorenzo would have never been at that.
Man, Lorenzo was beating on her. Lorenzo
he
was
would have never been. He would have never been at that hangar. He would have never been at that hangar if she wasn't backdooring him with Mecca, or Mecca was backdooring her. Whatever one you want to call it.
Monet was trying to take care of her children. Monet was trying to take care of her children, and Lorenzo was an abusive He was beating on her.
Trying to take care of her children. What?
Where did this theory come from? Where did this shit come from?
This is a whole new world.
You know he trolling. You know he's
What?
trolling. He trolling.
You watching a whole new show, right?
He trolling.
Oh my God.
He didn't rewrote the script.
Listen, that type of energy he came home on, and when he told her to listen, I'll never forget that scene when he told her to go get some more fried chicken for him and his homies when it was in there. You go in the kitchen, Mabel. I'm sorry.
He was hungry.
He was a creep. He was a creep. More chicken.
Look at what Xavier said.
He trolling. Don't pay no attention to him. He trolling.
Easy husband where Lorenzo was the best husband in power. Huh? He worshipped that woman and her dirty draws. You sick right now, Xavier. You
was taking him to Coney Island for hot dogs and stuff. He loved that family. Don't do that.
If he'd have worshipped that woman, he wouldn't have allowed her to be out there messing around with that cop.
Well, I feel like the messing around with the cop was because of the business. That was business. That wasn't pleasure. That was business. He had to have a cop on the payroll.
No, that's true.
All right, so I didn't know Tariq still had this car. I thought it got shot up or blew up or something. I thought it got shot up or blew up. I didn't even know Tariq still had the whip.
I didn't know he still had that cutlass.
I didn't know he had that cutlass anymore. But anyway, he was riding and coming back from seeing Rachel, and the car breaks down on him. He called Brayden for a ride. Brayden nowhere to be found, so he has to go sit across the street at a diner. Man said he didn't even have enough money to call for Uber. Well, what about the gas money to drive from Pennsylvania to New York? Did you have it?
Especially in that old school.
Just wondered. And he's sitting here crying about how bad he down. He down real bad, and that he just can't take it no more. He make $11 an hour washing jock straps. He got to do something. This ain't life. And they both talking about, well, I like how Brayden pulled his ticket, though. Brayden pulled his ticket like, didn't you just say last week that what you wouldn't give to be a normal college kid, and now you want to go back here and say work? Are you sure you want to do this? He's like, we ain't got no choice. My mom out here struggling. I'm struggling. Like, we ain't got no choice.
My money on this Mary jacket.
Right.
I ain't got that saved.
Right, but
on
that Porsche.
Right, Nails.
Travis Scott ones.
Yeah. This part cracked me up. He was like, weren't you just telling me
like,
how smart like, I couldn't stop laughing when he said it. I was like, yo, I'm Brayden on point.
Broke. That's what I'm like. It's
I'm trying to figure out why they were so broke too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how y'all so broke when you just went back and go get a Porsche. You couldn't trade that Porsche in for money?
Remember.
Well, go ahead.
Retro.
Go ahead, because you probably get ready to say what I'm getting ready to say. Go ahead.
Oh, that they took the money from the remember when they all put in their money from the trust fund and everything in the Brady's uncle, and that's what took all their money.
Yep.
That whole scheme.
But still, what about the proceeds from
the dope money?
Bruh, never mind. I ain't even about to. Never mind. Jack, you answering your own question with that when you said that. So,
but
think about it, bro.
But I think where Tariq's monies went to is his legal defenses. Because remember, he had to keep paying Davis. Remember how Davis would call him up and be like, yo, I need my money, or you go to jail. So I guess it's safe to say that all Tariq's money went into his legal defense.
Not all his money, because literally last scene when he went to go see his mama, he was wearing a $3,000, $4,000 jacket.
Okay.
So not all his money.
I'll break it down.
That's true.
Like, okay, so his legal money is gone. Mm-hmm. So all that illegal money ain't easy to wash. So like Retro said, he got to pay the lawyer. Then on top of that, he got to pay back the connect. You got to pay back this person, that person. All of this stuff is on credit. So of course, after a certain amount, your money is going to dwindle because you paying it back because like you only getting a certain cut. You got to remember Tariq had so many favors he owed folks.
And what you give to Noma, because Noma is taking whatever chunk it is that she taking. Like, when I thought about it, I was just like, yeah, Tariq is...
And they robbed them, too. Don't forget about that. I just thought about that. Remember when Drew and Diana robbed them? They took... They didn't only take the drug, but they took his money, too.
So, really, the reality is, when they started to turn a profit, they really didn't have an opportunity to turn a profit.
That's when they robbed.
Noma came... because Noma came into place too. So when it was beginning to turn a profit, all that, none of that really mattered. So even if they bought the clothes, paid for tuition, whatever it is that was, Weston, Brayden is more of like, okay, how y'all, like, I get that the Ponzi scheme kind of y'all assets, but what do y'all have liquid?
What happened to the last episode from Stansfield? The stash. What happened to it? I guess it's gone. I guess it wasn't enough to tie them over.
Probably wasn't that much, because you got to remember, even in the original Power, it was certain times where Ghost was like, "Yo, I don't have that much.
I don't got no money
on me right now."
It is true. Ghost used to run out of money too. I forgot about that. Ghost,
but because none of it is, because it's not liquid. That's what I'm saying. Like, so, but that's
you
why.
Would know, like, you, Detective Carter, you would know
how much.
Right?
I know nothing.
All right,
I know nothing. But Brayden, I thought Brayden would have had more liquid because he had assets. He had money. You know, from right.
Bye.
He had
nails.
Bye.
Next week.
I'm here. I'm just frozen, y'all. So that's why my camera's
he had
off.
other means of income though. So I'm like, if his money is not all liquid and is going based off of assets, then Brayden seemed like he would have had more money that was liquid than Tariq had. Where's his money?
He got caught up in the whole Ponzi scheme thing, and then you got to think about it.
Assets got caught up in the whole Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, but then you also got to think about whatever money that he was getting, he was probably getting from his family, so his pops cut him off.
They did freeze his money. Right.
Well, anyway, they make the decision. I don't know, y'all. Lorenzo wasn't being no Monet. I was just being facetious.
Yeah.
Tariq decides for them that they get back into life. And I'm like, how you gonna buy in? How you gonna buy in? You ain't got no money. At $11 an hour. Nails might be right because Monet still do got the same outfit on. When she went to go talk to Janet.
Yeah, but I think she still went upstairs because if you look at it, it's dark time now.
Yeah, it is dark time outside. So she goes to Janet and talk to Janet about, do you think that I ruined my kids? Do you think that they're so far gone that I can't get them back? And she was like, shit, I don't know. Ask them.
The buy-in is the Porsche.
Yeah. That's unrealistic too. Don't even get me started about that. That's so stupid.
Yeah, the buy-in is going to be the Porsche.
That's so stupid. So stupid. So stupid that you would have this that you would have this spare key all this time and just remember you had it.
I was waiting till we got to that scene.
God.
But you know what? It is stupid, but I think at this point that he's desperate. So they the writers is showing us the desperation by having the Porsche be the buy-in.
That's true, DeMarcus. Brayden do always call Tariq out on his foolishness, but then still roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't think 2-Bit is gonna come back for him?
No. Yeah, I want them to allow 2-Bit. I'm sick of 2-Bit at this point. I was gonna say
purposeless.
I mean,
he has no purpose of coming back.
Well, I said they brought him back, so I figured he got to come back, right?
I think the purpose was for the buy-in. I think that was the purpose of him getting the car back for the buy-in because they broke.
What buy-in?
So how are you about to? So for
the drugs,
for the dope,
he's not gonna get it on consignment from a new Connect.
No, he ain't using that Porsche.
I think he don't have to. Let's go back to this scene real quick. How do y'all feel Drew left this conversation when Monet was like, because you asked me that, that's a start. How do you think Drew is leaving this conversation? Do you think he's having a change of heart about wanting to unalive his mama, or he just playing in her face?
Nope. He playing in her face.
Nope. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nothing changes.
Because I don't believe the word that comes out of his mouth either.
And you also
he moves off emotions.
You also have to think about too, she's already suspecting Kane. So in his mind, he's probably like, oh, she's probably looking at all of us. And again, we don't know how quick she got from behind that wall. So I think that maybe he's just like, he's pacifying her, but yeah, he still want to off her.
That is true, DeMarcus. He was being extorted by Tate too. Remember, he had to pay Tate $5,000 a week. So I can understand why Tariq ain't got no money.
Remember, Ghost had to pay Tate too.
And Ghost had to pay more than that because remember he had to pay the Serbians protection.
Shout out to Tate.
Man.
Oh, get out of here.
I don't want to talk about no damn whack ass tape.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Fuck out of here. Tape.
Look, you lucky my camera frozen, or I do.
Dirty Diana.
Good. Diana up here with the doctor, and the doctor, telling her that, you have options. And she's like, I just want to, put this on your mind real quick. I know that, being pregnant at your age is a scary thing. You might not know who the father is. You might not have the family support to take care of it. And, I just want to let you know there are options for you. And Diana get mad.
She's like,
you think she was aiming, or she was really giving her options?
I felt like that's what any doctor would have told a 20-something-year-old that comes in with child.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
I think Diana was lying, though.
I felt like they were all good points. I don't feel like she was trying to take a dig because she's black and pregnant. I just feel like she would have told that to any young mother that came in. Like, you do have options because you got to think about what you're getting ready to do. You're getting ready to bring a child into this life. So that's a big decision. You got to be able to take care of this child. You got to have a support system with this child. So, if you don't have those things, then you know that you have options to terminate this pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that Diana was lying. I don't think she knows.
No, she don't know who the father is.
She don't.
No, she don't. She didn't even know she was pregnant. So she don't know who the father is.
No, she don't.
This scene right here is what makes me believe more so it's Salim's, because, like I said, and I could. Well, I'm probably wrong because the writers, they do what they do. Some of the stuff is very predictable.
But that could very well be the case.
But
because
I just feel like that's going to be the
Salim in this season.
Because remember, there's a scene in the trailer where Tariq jacks up Salim. What is the reason why he does that? Like, I mean, it could be possibly from Tariq working in the candy store, but I got more of a feeling because she laid down with Salim more than she did with Tariq.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Tariq was the last one, but
recently, she slept with Salim more than she did with Tariq, because she has slept with Tariq multiple times. She could have been
pregnant then when she laid down with Tariq.
Yeah, that's true too. That is true. But my question to you then, to that point, does Salim find out that she's with child?
I don't think he ever does. Like I said, I think it's going to be the plot twist where she's going to tell Tariq that that's his child in order to...
Please don't make me dislike her any more than I already do.
Like that's I said, we see the scene where he points the strap at her. So what would make Tariq not unalive her in that scene? Because if you see her face...
Because she's going to say, I am pregnant with your kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point, and I don't think she wants it. I think in her heart she probably does think that is Salim, and she's probably upset because she doesn't want it to be Salim, and she's not going to let it be Salim. Mm-hmm. She's going to tell Tariq, even if she's going to tell Tariq that it's his. She's got more of a come up if it's Tariq that's the father, because
Tariq is broke right now.
He ain't gonna always be broke. And he's a St. Patrick. He come from money.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't Salim come from? Didn't she extort him?
He worked at a candy store with her. He ain't got no money.
No, remember she was like, "You come from a good family. You changed your name."
That is right.
Salim would be a good baby daddy.
He got white parents. That's why he do that.
Yeah, he promoted the whole "I came from the struggle" thing.
Right, and that's not his truth.
Xavier, you got to remember we're talking about power timeline, so that
you're right. You're right.
That don't mean nothing.
That don't mean a damn thing. So let me ask you this: if that be the case, then is she going to use the baby for a come up, or is she going to use it to trap the dude that she really been feeling since episode 1?
I don't think it's going to be that.
She's probably going to do it to trap
money. I don't think she's after money. I think she's after trapping the man that she wants to be with. She wants to be with Tariq.
I agree with you, but that's what upsets me about the whole thing, because if she really wanted, remember we had this narrative, she wants a better life for her child and all that other, then if that was the case, Salim would be a terrible baby daddy and would probably be awful to co-parent with, but at the end of the day, that would be the better life for her child.
For it to be Salim's?
Yep.
I agree. Hey, that's a good point right there too, because I don't know if we find it out in this season. I don't know if we find it out in this version of Power. That's why I think that for them to introduce her character being pregnant, she's got to roll over into a spinoff. That story's got to roll over into a spinoff.
Or could just get unalived with the baby.
Or she could just be unalive. Yeah.
But what is that gonna give us? Her being unalive with a child. What
people and things that don't make
further the story along, because in Power, when it furthered the story along, we knew why Holly got unalive because she got in the way of Ghost and Tommy. But Diana finding out that Diana's pregnant, and then us losing Diana with a child. Where does that take us at in the story? Like, what purpose would that serve?
I mean, okay, so let's just say, quote unquote, it is Tariq's child. Whoever unalives her now, Tariq is on a revenge tour.
Right.
That's the only thing I can see.
I'm playing it with support gaming. That's what I think. I think that it's a history repeats itself. Tariq is going to end up setting up housekeeping with Diana, with this baby. Lauren's going to come back into his life, his Angela, and the cycle is going to start all over again with another version of the St. Patrick's.
But we can't do this again because we already seen this story.
We can't do this, but we don't see every bit of this story throughout the 4 seasons of Book 2.
Yep.
We've seen every bit of this. All right, so the boss chick, the baddest bitch, she go meet with the Russians again. This time she take her doofus help with her, Kane, the thug. I really don't like how they have reverted Kane back to this mindless, brainless thug. I liked his character development last season. Like, Kane was thinking for himself. He was making boss moves. Now they just got him back here just acting a fool in the streets. I hate this character.
Again, it goes back to what Lorenzo was saying, that Kane, he reacts off of emotion and doesn't think.
That's true. He's been off his game ever since Monet got shot. So I agree with you. Yep.
Yeah. He always that's what it been. Remember, even we saw it on the episode 1 where Noma sent the text, told him to stand down, and he didn't care.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He has kind of always been an idiot. So, long story short, Effie was able to convince the Russians to work with Noma. She offered him weapons, and the Russians said, "Okay, we'll take this deal, but we only deal with you, and you only." Mm-hmm. So Kane goes back and tells Noma that I didn't even realize at that point that it was Noma's weapons that he was selling off.
I don't realize that either.
I didn't realize that either until she confronted him about it right here. And
I don't remember last season.
Well, see, I thought they were already pushing weapons too. I thought they were pushing weapons at one point in time.
I mean, they were, but that's what I'm saying. When the weapons came into play, it was Noma's, because remember, Obi was the one who was coming in, was like, okay, y'all gonna do this, and on top of this.
That's right. He made them sell weapons and work. I forgot about
it.
Yep. You're right. Because they remember he gave them like 72 hours to get rid of all the products. When they came back with that, he said, "Oh, by the way, you better get rid of this too." You're right. So Obi jacks up Kane, chokes him out real quick, and Kane was able to cleverly get himself out of the situation. And was it just me, or did we see right here where Obi just got demoted?
Yep.
This was the scene for sure.
This was the scene where he got demoted, and not only did he get demoted, but Kane getting ready to clap them cheeks.
Yeah.
Who? Noma?
Yep.
That's coming.
Yeah, he gonna clap them cheeks. Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, because she was like, "Do you want to talk about this over some scotch?"
Yeah. You like some crumpets and tea?
Yeah, do you want some crumpets and tea? So we know what that's getting ready to happen. Kane's getting ready to become Noma's new right-hand man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I kind of feel like that too a little bit, Xavier. It kind of gives that a little bit. Got this thing for older women. But I mean, It's not a bad
he likes powerful
come up though. It's not a bad come up.
I don't think it's older women. I think it's powerful women. He likes a woman like his mom, and he sees that's why he's attracted to Noma. That's why he's attracted to Effie. He likes powerful women.
He likes assertive women. Yep. Yep. That's true. I'm trying to figure out how is everyone. Me and Jack talked about this earlier. How is everyone tying these green cards back to Tariq? All Tariq did was ask Tate for the assist. It's not like his name is on the application. So I'm just trying to figure out how does everyone tie the green cards back to Tariq?
I think because, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I think at one point Tate wrote or spoke something.
Right, support game and telling.
Yeah, snitching, or it could be. But I think it also goes back to because remember at one point Tate was a professor at Stansfield. So
okay.
I mean he was there. Tariq is there. They of course. I mean it's. Or it also could be what was her name again that you said earlier? Tate's girl when she overheard him and Davis.
Yeah, she might be.
Yeah, it could be her.
Mrs. Harper.
Miss Harper.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? That's a good point. Tate might be. I mean, Noma might be good for Kane.
Yeah. I mean, we saw in the trailer that he did stop her from smacking him, but
I think that Noma is going to use Kane just like Monet uses him for the enforcer. The enforcer.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yep.
I'm just the only thing I had a problem with in this scene was Detective Carter just being outside. Like, how did you know at some point that Obi was going to come out? Like, how do you know he was going to come out of the building?
I guess he was just waiting to see when he did come out. But what was he being arrested for? I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out. What was the charge?
Right.
I don't think we ever got the charge.
Yeah, we never got the charge. He just said you're under arrest.
Yeah.
For what? Or is that his way of getting Obi down to the station to flip him?
Yeah, because we saw that.
Because there's no way if I was a seasoned, that's how you know he's just scared. If I'm seasoned like Tariq or anybody else, I'm not coming down to nobody's station. You can't tell me what my charge is, and if I'm coming down, no, I'm not talking until my lawyer is getting there.
And where's your warrant?
Right.
Right. He don't need a reason. Bring your ass on down here.
This so whole thing. They could have deleted this.
You want to talk about this scene right here? It's so stupid.
This scene was the stupidest scene of the entire episode. Like, I would have rather them show us not knowing how Tariq got his Porsche back than to all of a sudden out of the clear blue sky Tariq remembers, oh yeah, I got a second key to my Porsche. Like, my question is, how y'all even know where 2-Bit was? How y'all know 2-Bit was even still in New York? Y'all could have easily, like, 2-Bit could have left. But for whatever reason, y'all remember 2-Bit is still in New York. Y'all find him somehow, some way, and y'all track him, and you go get the Porsche. Like, that don't make sense to me at all. But tracking the car, how? Like, he could have did that a long time ago. Why are you just now tracking your car?
And it's not like he was driving a Tesla. He could track it. I mean, it's a Porsche.
Yeah, it's a Porsche.
I guess what I'm more so irritated with this scene is the underusage of 2-Bit's character. I guess that's what I'm tired of. I'm tired of him popping on the scene to extort Tariq for something, shake him down for a little bit of money, then he goes away for the rest of the season. Like, they've underutilized his character. I don't understand what the purpose of them bringing this character on the show. He only shows up to extort Tariq, and then he goes away. He's not contributing to the story in no way, shape, form, or fashion. Get rid of him. it was a poor use for continuing this character. Like when we saw this character was going to be on book 2, we had aspirations of what Tariq was going to bring to the table. Either he was going to start working with Tariq, whatever. But the way they're using him is just it's bad comedy. It's bad comedy. Like get rid of him, unalive him at this point. Because he's a doofus. This conversation right here, I was looking forward to it. We had said it last week. We was looking forward to what this conversation was going to bring us between Monet and Tariq. And I don't understand. Fresh had to explain it to me, but I don't understand why Tariq didn't tell Monet what happened.
I don't either.
You told her part of the story, but you didn't tell her the rest. You told her that Kate Egan said that you brought a letter to my to give up my mom's whereabouts. Monet's natural response to that should have been, Tariq, how the fuck I knew where your mama was at?
Right.
I don't know where your mama at. How the fuck would I have known where she was at? I wanted that to be Monet's reaction. And then I wanted Tariq to say, well, Drew and Diana came to me and told me that you did it. Like, I don't understand why he omitted that part. But Fresh says that he was holding that in his back pocket. But for what?
Right.
I think he's holding it because I think it's going to come to a point where, like, if anything that we've seen from the seasons of Ghost, Tariq always has, like,
leverage.
Like, quote unquote, like, think of you playing a card game. He always got that joker in his pocket. Mm-hmm. Or he always got that ace in his pocket. So that's this ace in the pocket if he ever needs to get out of something. But I think it was more so he wasn't sure that Monet was not the one that sent that to Kate. Because even though because I'm not even gonna lie, her acting right there when she said, "Who the hell is Kate Egan?" That wasn't convincing to me.
It wasn't to me either.
That's why I said she should have qualified that by saying, Tariq, how the fuck am I supposed to know where your mama at?
I mean that still don't mean nothing because remember you gotta remember before Monet tried to take Tariq out.
I don't got no ties to the feds. I'm out here running licks and pulling licks with you. What the fuck? How the fuck am I supposed to know where your mama at? Like that whole scene was unrealistic to me. Like, you know, Tariq, the streets telling me that you were the one that shot me. Monet, I didn't do that. Your kids came to me and told me that you were the one who gave up my mom's location. Like, this partial of them telling the story just didn't make sense to me. So I guess Monet is going to have to find out another way. He's going to figure it out on her own.
It's a little bit of both of them. And I get what you're saying. I didn't necessarily, I felt like it should have just came out. But also, Tariq knows his mom. I think he knows Tasha was the one that took those shots. So in his mind, so they were both lying to each other to protect, like, you know what I'm saying? But I can't say both. What happened?
No, that's what I was going to say the same thing, Therese. I was going to say the exact same thing. He remembered that his mom was the one that took the shots at Monet.
Right. So he's still protecting her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, I'm good. That actually made sense to me now. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you protecting them? Like, they just tried to gun you down last episode, and you out here trying to protect them. Like, what?
But it's also because remember when Drew was like, "You better not tell my mama." Like, he still has that lever. Like Fresh said, it's that ace of spades, that joker. Like, I got something over you, so don't play with me.
Don't play with me, right? So he's basically using that to keep them off his back.
Right.
Okay. All right, let's talk about this episode. This trailer for episode 3. Yeah, episode 3. Damn, these episodes moving fast. Okay, we're on episode 3. What's going on here, Fresh?
I mean, if I gotta go to my predictions, I'm thinking it's something where, like I said, I don't know. It could be where Diana is about to tell Monet something, or Monet confronts her and she lies, because right here she tells her cousin, like, yo, they lying to me. She tells Janet right here, they're lying to me. Like, I feel like they're lying to me. So it could be right here. She set them down. They spoke about it, and Diana just straight up lied.
I think I felt like it was Diana telling her cousin that she's with child. Or if she didn't tell her that she was with child, she's asking her questions about pregnancy and babies and stuff like that. The nervous look upon her face, it just seems like she's having an uncomfortable conversation. Okay. Or like you said, she could be lying. You know, she has that kind of uncertain look about her when she's lying. So
well, I know Diana likes to reveal at dinner, and it looks like they trying to sit at dinner. True. So this was
good at revealing things at dinner, right?
Hey, child, by the way, I tried to off you. By the way, like Diana, you know, she comes at dinner time. That's her best, you know. And everybody lived off that scene, so it would not behoove me that they would try to recreate that in some type of way.
Hey, support game, man. I like that theory too. What if Diana dies giving birth?
I thought about that, but I feel like that wouldn't be good enough for the series in general.
No, it wouldn't.
I do agree with you right here, though, Fresh. That I think that Monet is having a conversation with her cousin, and she's like, "This shit ain't adding up. Like something ain't right." I feel like these kids know more than what they're saying. Yep. I do feel like that's the subject of that conversation.
Yep.
But to your point, that's how you know that she's not as hard as you think she is, because at the end of the day, and here I am playing advocate for Monet, and I never do that. But if I'm the type of person that Monet has been all these seasons, and I even thought for a second that you betrayed me, you're gone. I'm not even gonna question. We've seen her take people out for less.
Yep.
Well,
so
remember
her kids, she's giving them a chance, but at the end of the day, once she knows, they're gone. And that's how you softening up.
Tariq, you don't need to be wearing this jacket. You committed a crime in this jacket. You knifed somebody in this jacket. You don't need to be wearing this jacket no more. It got DNA on it, sir. That need to be in the furnace burnt.
Right.
This is what I'm more so curious to see. I'm curious to see the new plug that Davis introduces to them.
Yep.
Because at some point,
introduce him to his new connect.
That's the new connect, and at some point we saw in a trailer that Kane ends up joining this whole Fight Club scene. So I'm curious to see
how that comes together. Yeah. This fight night thing, I don't understand where that comes from. Unless unless Noma makes him sign up for it for some reason to kind of prove how tough he is or something. That's what I was kind of leaning towards. That it got something to do with Noma. Or him proving himself to Noma.
Or he just getting in there to try to see what, because remember, Tariq and them are not supposed to move a product at all. So right. Noma might get a little whiff of it and like, hey, go undercover and see what's actually going on.
And you have to know that this dude right here. What's up, Mark? We ain't seen you in a minute. How you doing?
Yo, what's up,
Mark? And you have to ask yourself, I'm sure that this new connect is enemies with Noma. You know he got beef with Noma, so that's probably why he gonna end up supplying Tariq when he finds out that an enemy of my enemy is a friend of mine. So you have to know that this new connect is gonna be at odds with Noma over territory. So they're gonna be a match made for heaven. It could be his brother. I was thinking about that too. Support game. Is he related to Obi?
Did you hear what I said?
What did you say?
I'm sorry, I said Chris, but is Tariq in a Thriller jacket right now with the red and the black?
Yep, he's in a Thriller jacket. He's in that same jacket that he knifed up Bash in.
Okay, it's given like he gonna go across the parking lot with the zombies in a second. But okay.
I don't think that's.
You know what? Support gaming, you on point tonight. That could be Mahoney, because they've been talking about him since that season when Mecca came in. Because remember, Mecca was trying to get Kane to take out Mahoney. And so that might be why Kane is at this underground fight thing to try to get close to Mahoney to take him out. But no,
yeah, but it don't add up to where. How would Davis know who he is to introduce him to Tariq and Brayden?
Davis in these streets.
Facts.
Yes.
Davis out here in these streets. Could be Xavier. I don't know if they've ever characterized Mahoney.
Yeah.
But I know that character has been talked about, and that would be a good tie-in if that's who he is. But he doesn't. Now that you say that, he doesn't look like a Mahoney. He look like some deranged, crazy African. Yeah. So this is the new product they got. I don't understand the whole calling card on the product. Jack, can you explain that?
I think it's more so whatchamacallit. Like, I think it's more so the characters. The character, that's his signature that they moving.
Okay. Kind of like with Kanan back in Raising Kanan where they had Southside.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
Because right here, David says you need to do everything you can to make sure that y'all get this plug. So yeah, I think that's his whole whatchamacallit. And then we also saw where Tariq was like smoking, watching, and all of this other foolishness. I'm curious to see what this part is.
I think they burned up Noma's work. I think this is Noma's work that's on fire. They set on fire.
Okay. I'm curious to see who said
it's gonna be Noma's work that they blow up so they can take Noma out the pipeline for a little bit while they get their product out on the street.
As well as this. Bruh, wait a minute. You still okay? I'm gonna probably say this this doesn't make sense. I was gonna say this is probably before he meets with the Connect, but it doesn't make sense because it's daytime and you're going to meet up with somebody who is going to hand you that opened up a briefcase full of money.
Yep.
So
but I think it has the briefcase of money. I think it has something to do with getting rid of this product right here. Even if it's not Noma's product, maybe it's somebody else's product. They behind this. Tariq and Brayden are behind this. This is their calling card right here. They got their name all over this. I can't figure out the whole briefcase and the money exchange. I don't even know what that's about.
Yeah, because I don't know. Maybe that dude is testing them or something.
I can't figure that part out. I was trying to figure out what this connects to. Or it could be something that Davis done hooked up for they get their money for the buy-in for the new Connect. Maybe Davis got something to do with this. Is Obi gonna tell or not?
I don't think so. I think if he do, it won't be on Tariq.
I think he's going to.
I think he's gonna snitch Noma out.
I think he is too. Because remember he threatened him that he could get the green cards revoked. So I think with that threat alone, that's going to force him into cooperation.
That and it might be me reaching again. Y'all know I like to reach with my little arms, but it gives me because y'all remember when she sent the text and $20,000 for Tariq's head, Tariq and Brayden's head, and then that's how the officer ended up getting. So I think that he might be able to swoop up with that. I may be wrong again, maybe reaching, but that's just my thought.
No, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're probably right with that one. I forgot all about that because he did tell Obi that about they connected the numbers together.
Yeah, he did say something about they pulled his phone records and saw that he had been talking to Tariq. Yep.
Right.
So yeah, I can see that for sure. See that.
I think he gonna flip on Noma, and I think Noma gonna have him unalive. And Kane might do it. We couldn't figure this thing out in our season 4 predictions, and I still can't figure it out.
I think I figured it out. I think this is when she finds out that Drew and Diana were the ones who tried to take her out. And this scream is let off of frustration. Like I think this
is it tied to one of her blackouts and her reminiscing and
you know what? That's right. I didn't even think about that. It could be a blackout, but I feel like it's more so
when they were trying to fluff her pillows and shit, and she kind of had a little mini
Yeah,
melt.
at the moment she got disoriented. Yeah.
Got disoriented. So I feel like it's one of those moments.
It could be. I ain't even think about that now that we watch it, but I don't know why. I just feel like it's more so she finds out what Drew and Diana tried to do.
Right.
And at this point, she loses it and just like spazzes out because she wasn't expecting that from them.
I agree with that, Fresh. I actually agree with you on that because we've seen her go through these flashbacks. We know that she's been thinking about. I would hope that's what I would want to see as a woman, as a parent. I would want to see the storyline where, okay, once she has the realization, oh, I've done this to my kids, and now I brought them into this life, and now they're going against me, and it's all my fault. I would like to see that moment happen. So I absolutely think that could be it.
I kind of like the PSD scenario or theory.
I mean, we're gonna find out.
Something going on with her right now with these blackouts and these flashbacks or whatever. Like,
and I also think that's a prelude to she's not gonna be here. Like, she's leaving us this season, I think.
Don't worry, we're gonna put our predictions out. Again, predictions.
Wait till we get them pictures. When we get them pictures, that's it. That's gonna tell us the tale right there. That's gonna give us a little bit more insight into the episode.
And again, their predictions,
theories, thoughts.
Yo, he was reading my mind because I was about to say that.
Thoughts. Hey, you know what support game that would be dope? That all this is her dreaming while she's still in a coma. But I think that's
pissed.
I think that's wasted time if they were doing it.
You be pissed? You be pissed?
Bro, I would be pissed too. I would truly be pissed because they wasted everything time with the story. And Monet's just dreaming all this. That would, oh my god, that would.
I swear on everything. If that happens, I will not watch the rest of the season. I swear on everything. I am not bullshit. If that happens, I will not watch the rest of the season. Y'all will not see me until we do
Raising
or whatever. Y'all not gonna see me. I swear on everything. If that happens, I'm not playing. Nah, nah.
No, I get it. That's how I felt about when Tariq unalived his dad. I felt very similarly. You'll say that, but I did.
I didn't even come back. They had to beg me to come back. I didn't start watching book 2 to episode 5. I was so pissed about that. I was so pissed. They were like, Chris, come on back, come on back, come on back. I'm like, I'm coming.
I didn't watch book 2 until season 2.
Yeah.
No, matter of fact, when did I jump on here? Season 3, right?
Almost season 3.
I had to go back and watch. I never watched. I didn't watch season 1 until we jumped into season 3.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're right. Because I took a hard stance with that. So I feel you, Fresh. There's some I just can't. You wasting my time. You playing on my top.
Yeah, y'all do that. Y'all playing with my time, and that's gonna piss me off. I see y'all when Kane and the Force come out.
Right.
You ain't gonna see me the rest of the season for sure.
Exactly. All right, fam. Well, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Y'all know we enjoy y'all on this Father's Day. Man, we was on here for a long time. I didn't realize we was on here this long. All right, y'all. So check out our prediction video tomorrow. Hopefully, Stars will drop the pictures tomorrow. If not, if you don't see them on tomorrow, check for them on Tuesday. But we'll have our episode 3 thoughts, theories, and predictions video. So the Stars drop that heat for us. All right, y'all. Any last minute housekeeping before we tip out?
Nope. Nah, it just got to get better, man. Because I told y'all I wasn't happy with this episode, but it just got to get better. And the pace, something has to happen. But otherwise,
well, we're at the end of the road now. We're at the road at this point. So I hate to tell you this, Trees, it's not going to get any better. So you can just forget that. All we're going to do is just ride this thing on out to the end because it ain't going to get no better. it ain't going to get no better.
I think the first half of the season, we're probably about to get
the second half of the season. Yeah, I think we're going to get some BS on the second half of the season. Now, we're going to talk about this a little bit later offline. We'll probably talk about this in the chat, but we got to play with the ideal. We got to flirt with the idea that this is book 2. And there is a possibility that they might be bringing Ghost back. I know everybody gonna get on my head about it, but there is a possibility. Really? As far-fetched as it sounds, I can see it happening.
Well, they got to pay him. Well, you mean Ghost in the series, or you mean Ghost as in Ghost? Because they got to pay him first. Remember, that was the thing. He wasn't really getting paid.
I feel like, let me just put it this way. They may not bring the character back in present day. They may bring him back in a flashback. They may bring him back as a premonition of Tariq. But I feel like they got to get us set up for Power Origins.
Okay.
And I feel like, just like with Raising Kanan, with 50 Cent narrating Kanan's character, I feel like Ghost, there would be no one else that could narrate Ghost's character other than Omari Hardin. So I feel like they get us prepared for his return to Power Origins by bringing him back as a flashback, or him confronting Tariq at the end of this series saying, I tried to protect you from all this happening. You're getting exactly what you deserve now, even if it's just a premonition and Tariq's carried off to jail or something. And Diana's giving birth when he's carried off to jail or something like that. I feel like in some way, shape, form, or fashion, we're getting Ghosts.
Okay. I hope they paid him his coin. That's all I'm saying.
If Ghost comes back the last episode of the season, like he said, with a voice or anything, I'm losing it. I'm flipping tables, chairs, everything. Like it's
so on that episode. I'm gonna drink a whole bottle of Hennessy. We're gonna be so turned on that episode. We're gonna be so turned. All right, good night, fam. We love y'all. We will see you guys next week.
All right, good night, guys. And happy Juneteenth.